Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Tuesdays. It's only been I don't know, an eon. But everybody is excited to get back to our wonderful New Orleans by Night game. Gonna take a little trip down to New Orleans. To get us started, how's everybody?
So good.
Fantabulous.
Yeah.
So excited.
Let's got a little vampire music going on in that background.
Yeah.
That's a little extra spooky, but we'll leave it for now. And how is everybody in the audience? How is everybody doing tonight? We're glad to be back having fun with our game, as well as seeing some of your faces. Well, usernames. New setup, the monitor's like so bright on my face now. Just not playing Wraith over here, I promise.
Oh, like a ghost.
We're gonna mess with our lighting over the rest of the week, but we were just like, this'll do. We need some hype.
I'm scared. Turn it to something a little bit bubblier.
I'll play the song for a little bit. All right. So
I started doing this to be excited, and then I realized that it's really hot in my room, and I'm getting sweaty. But like, I can't
Stop. You can't stop.
It's very important. All right. Now I know, as much as probably anybody in the audience, none of you have any idea what's going on. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap from the last episode. Last episode, I basically wanted to make sure you guys got a little time on your own with your PCs, got to, have a nice night out. No real trouble, just exploring the town. So to start, we had Dinah, who was running one of her usual gigs at a big nightclub. A little bigger, a little more dancey than what she's used to. She usually handles little jazz clubs, but it was a good opportunity, good pay, and gets her name out there. While she was there, she heard about some guy that may have been harassing some women, getting a little too familiar, and the manager asked her if she could just keep an eye out, see if she heard anything about it. And being Dinah, she decided to be even more proactive than that and went looking for the guy. She did come across him, at least who she thinks it is, a nice, clean-shaven, well-dressed man who then spent the rest of the night kind of flirting with her, trying to have a evening alone in a booth. Did eventually even convince her, as he figured out that she was a vampire, to give him the kiss. And Dinah doesn't know exactly what's up with this guy, but she did check his aura, and it is just like a beacon of light. It's very strange. Everything about this guy is a little unsettling. Even his name kind of rung a bell, but she's not sure what's going on just yet. Luther, when he awoke for the evening, ran into his sire Vincent, who told him there was a pretty impromptu poker game, but with some bigwigs. So, of course, Vincent invited his child along for an exciting night of gambling. When Luther arrived at the very swank, huge hotel suite, he was introduced to a couple, older kindred he did not know. Saw Karen Chantry, the very interesting posh adventurer that has been in some of our adventures so far, as well as the host of the party, Magdalene, who looks to be about maybe 8. She's definitely a child, not even a tween, really, which certainly was interesting to Luther, seeing as she was kind of the oldest, it seemed, and definitely highest respected in the room. And the poker game began. He does not know too much more about what's going on, other than it's a big poker night, and quote unquote more than just money is going to be on the table. Rebecca slept through part of the day, part of the night, being a nurse and friend of vampires. She has a bit of an off schedule. But during her sleep, she had a very interesting dream where her avatar, known as Ambrosia, a very androgynous figure, sort of wafts of colors of purple and orange and sweet smells on the wind, gave her a message that it took her a little while to break down. It was a dream and one from a mage avatar, so it wasn't exactly clear. So a lot of symbolism there, but she eventually figured out that she needed to perform one of her traditional rituals as a cult of ecstasy mage by using drugs to find out something that's coming up in the future, something that's important to her. So she contacted some local friends and has some mushrooms on the way. In the meantime, Abraham just, went for a normal walk with his 2 puppy dogs, Mars and Mercury. It just seemed like a regular night. There's a little bit of a break in all the investigations, but when he arrives back home, he finds that Rebecca has left, except the dogs think someone is in the house. And approaching one of the guest rooms, and certainly not the one Rebecca had been in, the dogs continue to growl and make a fuss about the closet in the room. Abraham takes it very cautiously, very meticulously, trying to figure out if someone's there, if it's just a smell, what's going on, and eventually contacts Rebecca, who heads over to help him. And they are essentially staring into an empty closet, but not sure what's going on and what they should do next. Last but not least, we have Theo, our Samedi, who went and spoke with his grandsire, the Baron Samedi, about what to do with this upcoming auction. The whole thing about kindred and humans being kidnapped and sold to other kindreds for diablerie. Baron, being who he was almost less than helpful, but almost in a way that was trying to lead Theo to try and figure things out on his own. He at least gave the advice that he should not walk in blind, should not walk in without a plan, and should absolutely have the exit strategy ready. Other than that, the Baron also made it unclear on whether he would help, offer other people to help, or anything. But that's him. Just at the end of Theo's meeting with the Baron, after he goes walking off into the cemetery, Theo gets a message from Abraham and Rebecca about the weird happenings going on in Abe's townhouse. And Theo, using essentially a perception investigation concept of trying to take the details into account, figured out near certainty that there's a Nosferatu either still in his house or was snooping around for information, turned himself into a wolf using his protein that he gained from our lovely gangrel, who's still a little MIA. He's been busy partying and taking care of other things. Turns into a wolf and goes streaking through the city because Samedi don't like Nosferatu, and the Samedi do not want them in their town. With all that said, let's start with Theo making it to Abe's house. So, to reset the scene, as I explained, Abraham had arrived home with his 2 dogs. They immediately were uncomfortable and went straight for one of the guest rooms. As Zabani had explained before, it's a very simple room, just kind of a full-size, queen-size bed with an empty closet for people to, it's a guest room for people to, who come and visit. And opening the closet, he noticed nothing had been left there, nothing had been moved, and since the bed hadn't been used, or didn't look at all used, he figured this wasn't the room Rebecca had been in. When Rebecca did arrive, she confirmed that, and the 2 of them are now staring into a closet that has a very strong vibe of a person.
In fact, if I remember correctly, we let her go,
Yeah.
and
Oh, we did
she's
go
out
through that whole thing?
downstairs.
Yeah.
She's downstairs dealing with.
Wait, I thought he killed her, right?
No, he went after her.
Oh, okay.
Killing
Sorry,
might be here soon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I caught her going out the front door of Gabe's place, and Protean, and now Bitey.
That's
I think that's where we were.
I did take notes, but they were vague, and I just had Theo, Nosferatu, Wet Wolf. I was like,
I
Do
mean,
that-
you got the essentials.
Okay. so, Abe and Rebecca, so Theo's going after the Nosferatu. Abe and Rebecca, you were following, standing in back.
She was gonna ask Abe if he did drugs.
No, I do not do drugs. Or did you say, did you do drugs?
No, I said I was saying to the storyteller she was going to ask if Abe did drugs. She was not going to say it like that.
Okay, good. Theo, you have this lady cornered?
No, I just turned, we cut off I turned into a wolf and start chasing.
And she got out the door.
She came out the door, walked past me, I noticed her, wolf, starting to chase now. We didn't do initiative or anything.
Okay. Then we'll do that in a second.
To the point where he's out of audible range of the two people that would actually be like, no, Theo, don't do that, bad dog.
So, still at Abraham's apartment then, Rebecca, you are left alone with him with a little bit of curiosity exactly what Theo went after, but otherwise still just alone with Abraham with a question on your mind.
Yeah, because she'd gotten her drugs from Frankie and name I remember. So
Darian?
Yeah. So how
Because I can barely remember. Dorian.
other than oh, that's right. But turning to Abe, she'll kind of nudge him a little. So
sorry for bringing you into all of that. It was not necessary.
No, it's okay. I mean, I don't think anyone expected a closeted vampire in your house. So did you have plans for tonight?
Nothing different from usual.
Okay. What do you usually do for fun?
I spend time with my dogs. I have a lot of work that I usually have to do.
Okay, so I don't. Do you drink?
I do not know how to answer that. Yes, of course I drink.
Alcohol?
Sometimes when my meals have had alcohol.
Okay, and I don't drugs.
It is not unheard of.
Do you want to?
There is, I think, a problem with this. I would have to find someone on whom I could feed that has done it.
Oh, well, no big. I have mushrooms right here.
Yes, but I do not think... What do you know of the different clans?
Well, you told me you guys have like a type, right?
Yes, and this is not to be offensive. You are not the kind of type that I can feed from. In fact, I would likely not like you if you were.
Wait, you had me there for a second. I thought you were going to tell me you're gay, but I don't. What?
You show some level of respect for me. And as such, you cannot be my type in this way.
Oh. Well, Okay.
And as such, if I could feed from you, I would likely not like you.
Yeah, no. That makes sense. I don't. But I feel like I've bought you a drink at like a bar before, Remember I bought you like an AB negative or whatever.
Blood bag kind of blood is because it loses the essence. It's okay. It's not as filling. That's the payoff.
Like, I'm aware.
Or trade-off.
Rebecca is not aware.
No,
Yeah.
Abraham or somebody looked confused for a second. I was just
No,
reminded.
I was just trying to think of that exact. Do I have any idea, as a Ventru, do I have any idea how long that takes before it loses the essence?
Pretty much once it goes cold. Which, a bar is going to be getting, like, blood bags and keeping them in the back. They're not going to be having, a Sabat bar might have people in the back on tap, but a regular bar is probably going to have cold blood brought in. Especially considering if they're serving Venture, it won't be any good if it's, going to make them throw up.
Yeah. Yes, it, I suppose it once it has been out of the body for a while, it loses its spiritual connection to the person it came from.
Define a while. Like, does it?
As far as I know, it is once it has gone cold.
Okay, so like, hear me out. I don't know if this is gonna work, so please shoot me down because I'm just trying to. This is a think tank, right? We get Mihai, get some of my blood, and then we put that shit on ice.
Okay, so Spira.
Mm-hmm.
Like would artificially cooling it, would that do the thing, or is it more of the amount of time it takes after it's left the body? Is it a temperature thing or is it a time thing?
In this case, because it's kind of a supernatural curse, I'm going to say the actual problem is you're still going to know it's hers. So within a short time frame,
okay, that makes sense.
Maybe letting it actually just chill for a while, and it just becomes red blood cells. It's just blood. But
Okay,
I wouldn't say like you could throw it in the fridge. Your brain attached to your weakness is gonna be like, no.
Okay, again, like Rebecca said, what do you mean by a while? Like so it is the time, it is the amount of time that it takes for blood to cool down and kind of stale.
It's supposed to be a disconnection from the person. So of course, definitely like a blood bag from someone random. You mentally don't know who they are. It's gone cold. There's like the essence, like I said, kind of is gone. That's why Venture are fine to have blood bags. If you have Rebecca pour some blood in a cup and put it in the fridge, I would say at least 24 hours. And I would, like, if I was playing the character, I would probably still, like, gag a little, but you could keep it down.
I think I know how to solve that. Okay. The problem is that I still know where it came from, and I do not know how long it would be before it was palatable.
Okay. So
because I've never tried this, and
so I'm gonna make a quick comment. and then we're gonna move on, hopefully. Right?
Oh, I
You
love
make
this
it
stuff,
sound like
so-
I have cooties, and I don't appreciate that.
I apologize. This is not my intention. It is simply a curse of my nature.
No, I get it. I get it.
All of us of my clan are subject to cooties, as it were.
Okay, well, you're free tonight to be a DD, right?
As well as I can drive. Yes.
All right, then, Dinah and Luther, they don't have this kind of type thing.
No, they would not.
All right, then let's
They have their own problems.
let's bounce and see if they want to do drugs, because I really have to do these drugs today.
I'm gonna give you kind of a squinty. Do I know? Maybe not that you're a cult of ecstasy mage, but like, do I know the connection of drugs to magic for you?
I think she's at least mentioned it. Maybe not very clear, but she told you as a mage, like, the way she uses her magic and rituals tends to be experiences. I think is at least the way she's phrased it once in front of, like, all the party members.
Okay, from like a sane person, you saying you have to do drugs. Do I know you well enough to know that that's not a concern? Is I think
I don't
really
know.
the question.
I don't know. If you give her a weird look, she'll make a kissy face at you.
All right, then yeah, like I'll kind of squint and be like, you have to do them tonight. That is perhaps a little concerning. Are
It's
you?
like a magic thing. It's not an AA thing. That's like a whole other thing.
All right.
Okay, you magically
No,
have a type that means you drink
No.
for people that don't like you. Maybe
I-
don't
I-
point the judgy
I-
fingers, Mr. Cooties.
I said nothing more. It is just unusual in the same way that you think that it is unusual that I think you have cooties.
That's fair.
But I suppose we can go find.
Come on, I want to see you brake too hard in traffic. Let's go.
That is likely to happen. Yes. And then we will kind of start heading out, and I will
Yeah,
I'll
she'll
check my
text
lock.
Dinah and Luther.
like I'll double check that I lock my door.
That's fair. Yeah, she'll text Dinah and Luther. Hey, let's get drunk.
Is this the same night?
It is. So what I'm gonna say is, so Luther is engaged, even though you will get the text, so you can either text back if you want. And Dinah, you are.
I had left. Like, I had given him my number, but I had
That's right.
left.
You did leave, actually. So you get a text. You're outside the club. If you like really want to leave, you know that like the rest of your crew can handle the night. You just like being there. So you get a text from Rebecca saying, "Let's get drunk."
Yes.
May I flavor? I don't know like how good the soundproofing is at Abe's place, but there might be screaming on the streets as a zombie dog takes off across the with no concern with hiding.
I don't know. I
Sure.
feel like there's a decent level of soundproofing, considering
so.
my nature, and also like I am the top floor, so
I know, I wasn't sure if crowds were forming, anything like that. You know, sound dogs and all that. Or no one gives a fuck. So
Well, Abe did also very specifically pick like a quieter, older person neighborhood. So it being night, everyone's gonna be asleep. If they hear something, they might be like, "Damn kids," but it's not a walking area like so many other places in New Orleans.
Did you say New Orleans sleeps at night? That's blasphemous.
There's gotta
It's
be
not
some
New York.
old people living there.
Yeah,
All
old
right.
people sleep every city.
But yeah, so before we move along with Rebecca, Abraham, and Dinah having an interesting night, it seems, and what Luther is getting up to, let us figure out what exactly is happening with Theo and this rogue Nosferatu. So she took off. You turned into a wolf using Protean, and you are giving chase. Let's do initiative.
One more time. What is that?
Dex and wits, right? Yeah. So wait. Yeah, roll Dex and wits plus, or no, 1d10 plus your Dex and wits. Just the numbers.
$16.
All right, so you beat her out.
Um,
1 second. All right, so this lady, you can tell has celerity, so she is moving quick, even with your wolf form. She's keeping a good pace ahead of you. She begins trying to weave into different places she can, like alleyways. Not exactly doing full parkour, but really like kind of just hopping over things. Not even really concerned if she like hits her arm. Like you'd even see her like kind of like a piece of her shirt flies off when she like runs across something like a sharp edge against the building. She's just trying to get away. This is too jaunty.
so is there just she's just faster than me? There's no hope of catching her, or
No, I was letting you know her move.
oh, okay. I'm darting for her and trying to attach myself to her.
All right. All right, I'm gonna make a roll for actually trying to escape. Woof.
No, that's Theo's job.
All right, go ahead and roll to see if you can. I'm assuming grapple.
I have to catch her first.
Yeah. Well,
Or am I still close enough to grab her, like lunge at her?
give me Dex and Athletics against 6, and
I did win the initiative, so.
yeah, and you also have extra speed from being in wolf form. So let's make that difficulty 5. I almost like that other song I was playing, but it was kind of screechy. While we do the roll, I just saw an interesting question. If you get a tattoo after becoming a vampire, would the tattoo go away the next night? There are, I think there are actually competing concepts depending on the edition you read. But it could be summed up that either yes, because you're supposed to return to the state you died in every morning. But I believe there is at least one book somewhere that said something about if you use willpower while you're getting the tattoo done or something like that, you can keep it. So again, yeah, probably ST interpretation. Alright, 4 successes. You don't beat her out, but you're definitely keeping up a good pace. She's kind of just ahead of you. Let's see. I'm gonna roll again. Oof. Alright, roll your dex and athletics again. Nice. Alright, so Theo takes off down the road. This Nosferatu is just barely keeping any sense of obfuscate up. The actual complete hidden obfuscate is fading, so she basically has just a large hoodie that she's trying to keep the hood over her face. Theo, watching her run, you can like see almost like a hologram fading. Occasionally you see her hand go more gnarly, and then versus like looking so human. She's trying to keep that focus, but otherwise is still a little bit more focused on getting away. She dives into alleys and kind of over shrubbery and fences, anything she thinks might give you a little bit more trouble. And at first she starts really getting ahead of you. It almost looks like if she makes a couple more turns and keeps that speed up, you might lose her. But you stay determined and you keep heading at her. She finally trips while trying to get over another fence, you know, kind of looking like maybe the dog won't be able to jump that high. She lands on the ground with a very, like, kind of uncomfortable and tries to get up again, but you go sailing over that fence and basically get a good tackle on her while she's already still somewhat down. And now you can, you know, if you're going to actually bite into her or just hold her down, let me know.
I'm not, like, as long as it doesn't look like she's about to hurt me in some way other than struggling, I will not bite her yet. Maybe I'll bite her clothes.
Okay, she is wearing a, like, oversized and, like, thick black hoodie. So if you kind of, you know, sink your teeth into that by the collar and hold on to it, she does actually half turn back to... All right, hold on, I give, hold on.
I'll stop, just like teeth bared, you know, saliva dripping down my jowls, just watching her eyes, like my eyes darting back and forth in between hers.
So she just, again, like, only, like, had a half-body turn, but then she does turn her head to look at you. You only see about half of it from the other part of her hoodie covering her. She looks very much like kind of an average Nosferatu. It's that, like, the nose is a little bit, you know, gnarled. The lips are definitely chapped and broken. Skin's very sallow and uneven, although it looks like almost like from her forehead up. It doesn't look like it is burns, but the skin is so mottled and deformed, it almost looks a little Freddy Krueger-y. But that's as much as you can kind of make out. It is dark. You're, like, in someone's, like, side yard, and she still is, like, half covered.
I just wait.
So she's a little frozen at first, realizing there is a protean Gandrid, and one that definitely looks even weirder to her since you are zombie-ish. But she takes a breath and says, "Alright, look, what do you want?"
He waits a few more seconds, just not really moving in silence. And then I'll revert out of Protean, making sure to keep my hands on her though.
Sure.
Or,
So
like
you
keeping her pinned.
Yeah, you move like your paw to where your hand starts forming, and then you keep like your hands gripped on that part of her hoodie that you otherwise had your mouth on. And you're now back in normal Theo mode, where she can definitely pick up now, looking at you, that you are Samedi, but sees you're also wearing a suit, a little bit, you know, maybe not unusual, but she just takes a look at you up and down. Samedi, huh?
I'll just kind of like smile real big at her, just teeth showing still. So hold on, Theo has a voice. I saw you leaving my friend's place.
She takes a second, trying to decide what to say.
You know, normally I don't like Nazis anywhere in the goddamn city, but I definitely don't like to watch them walk out of my friend's place. So, explain now or I'll just solve this problem real quick.
So, still in your grip, she slowly tries to put her hands up in a defeated gesture and says, I was hired. Look, I had nothing against the guy.
What'd you hurt him? How did you get out of there?
I didn't hurt him. I just took off. I was supposed to be in, out, snoop around, back to my place.
As a note, I did actively let her go. I was like, leave. You're good.
Does that seem out of character for you? Or does that seem like something you would pull?
Like, I don't know. I don't. You know that as bloodthirsty as you can be when the situation arises, I am very, very actively opposed to hurting people, because I have worked very hard on maintaining my humanity, and that's something you would definitely know about me. And I don't actively now, granted, she didn't say what who she got hired by, but I don't actively oppose the prince. He's doing a better job than nobody, so.
Who hired you?
Anonymous contract. I don't know. Look, they just said go to this guy's place, see what you can find out about him. Apparently he's got some stocks someone's interested in.
A Nazi who doesn't know information. It's fucking brilliant. Tell me or I will hurt you.
That's the smart way to do business. That way I can't let you know anything about them.
What, does your phone not have an internet connection?
What?
No sleuthing around on your fucking weirdo goblin internet? Security camera footage, all that weirdy Nazi shit.
Yeah, I got paid to go into the house. That's all.
What are they want you looking for?
I don't know, paperwork, anything that seemed useful.
They sent you into someone's house and said, find useful things. Like a fucking egg beater's useful if you're trying to beat eggs. It's gotta have more detail than that.
I was looking for, I don't know, his stock bonds or whatever.
You can't be that dumb. Even I know they're not, like, there's not a safe full of bonds of stock. That's all on the market. What year are you from?
Look, I don't know anything about stocks. They just said to go look for any of his finance information.
Okay, it's getting clearer. Why didn't you start with that? I'm looking for financial records. Now either you think I'm really fucking stupid, or you're really fucking stupid.
She doesn't exactly struggle against the way you're holding her, but seems to grow more uncomfortable with the way you're practically still kind of straddling her and holding her half down to the ground.
How about this? I'll take you back to my buddy. We'll see what we can get out of you. Maybe you leave with 2 baby arms tonight.
What does that mean?
To make sure you don't run, I will turn your arms tiny.
You see a genuine shiver go through her, like, all right, whatever.
Or you cooperate because he doesn't like this whole confrontation thing.
I am cooperating. I haven't even tried to get away.
Well, yeah, I caught you once. That's the dumb way to do it. You really just aren't gonna give me anything here.
I told you what I was hired to do.
Okay, let's go back to the house and see what we can find. I'm gonna text Abraham, hey, I found something I want you to take a look at. I'll be at your house in a few minutes.
And okay, so
This will line up perfectly with Rebecca having said to Dinah, let's go get a drink. Dinah says yes, so now you would need to consider who's going where.
The text is coming downstairs now. I'm sorry, I am coming downstairs now, period, because Abraham uses proper punctuation in these texts.
And then Rebecca will add in the group text, all caps, to get drunk with like at least 15
Was that a private
years.
text to me, or was that a...
I imagined this was a group text, like between Abraham and Luther and Dinah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that... I was saying coming downstairs now to Theo and his, I assume, completely private text directly to me.
Oh my god. No. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I completely misunderstood.
You good. You the best.
Does this Nazi seem like it's going to give me any trouble?
And then I add, and it had better not be a body part.
If you slowly start trying to get up, holding onto their sweater and everything, they seem to be following as if a police officer's like, no, we're going this way. They're just like, okay.
Yeah, I'll let go of her clothing, but I will I'll offer my arm to hold arms with me, but I'll make sure my skin's touching hers.
Okay, fair enough.
And as we walk, we're not too far, I assume, just a couple walks. And I'll just you
got a couple blocks down, but at a decent pace, you'd be fine. Now, you were both focused on what you were doing, but you did make a bit of noise. I would recommend at least your lowest level of mask. So go ahead and give me that roll.
What's the mask roll again? I always forget.
Perception.
Mask is
Manipulation performance.
manipulation performance.
At 7.
No!
There, 1 second. Alright, so the girl gets up and you see her face what you can from underneath the hoodie. Just go to a minimum of ugly human. It kind of just clears up the really nastier deformations in her skin and hides any oversized teeth. Theo, you look as though you're brushing off your suit, and then you look as if you concentrate for half a second, and then look confused when you see your hands are still very disgusting looking. She gives just the fairest little scoff.
Can I try one higher?
Yes, you can. You can look like whatever you want. I know you normally go with just human Theo, but you're also a snarky asshole, so I wanted to clarify.
How did you roll a 15?
Yeah, no, that was a messed up roll. I'm looking at it like, what happened to that?
Compounded tens.
Oh, god damn it! How did
Yeah,
I?
so that is not a 15. That is a 10 and also
Where
a
it says
5.
exploding and it says
Yeah,
compounded.
the 10
switch
exploded
it back
into a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know people well enough to make a snarky people decision.
Brad Pitt, John Hamm, one of
Donald
those.
Trump.
I'll go with John Hamm. John Hamm's a nice one. We'll do that.
So after the Nosferatu gives you a little scoff when she can tell you weren't able to concentrate without really trying on putting up even a simple mask, you take an actual second, breathe out, and before her you transform into John Hamm, and she just gives an absolutely disgusted ugh.
You sound like you don't disapprove or you don't approve.
Can we get this over with?
I'm not the one breaking into people's houses tonight. I was gonna take myself for a walk. And yeah, we'll head back.
All right. Just to keep this in line. Now, Dinah, you got the text and you said yes. You would probably assume that if Rebecca and Abe are together, and you knew that they went back to his place the night before so she could stay there, you want to get out of this club, you grab a cab and head that way. You'll arrive, let's see, distance-wise, I think Theo will just be, because you guys were booking it, Wolf and Celerity, so you did get a few blocks away. So, Dinah, you'll be arriving at Abe's house, where Rebecca is still, and you'll see what looks like John Hamm leading an ugly woman in a sweater down the road.
Do I get to see this because Rebecca loves John Hamm?
Let's say you were expecting Theo to be walking back, so Abraham and Rebecca wait just outside, like by Abe's yard.
Wait, I'm sorry. She was
Do I
expecting...
recognize these people?
No. You would probably recognize John Hamm, like he's been enough in TV, and I think Dinah being a Toreador would, keep up on basic stuff, but...
I would say that John Hamm in like a 1700s formal wear suit might be a little bit of a hint.
Oh, yeah, you definitely know Theo's suit, and mask doesn't really change clothes. It's more your appearance. So you might give pause for a second, like, is that John Hamm? And then you'll see that dirty purple suit.
My suit is cleaned regularly, madam.
That's true. You do keep that up. Though you did just go running.
I don't have sweat glands.
No, I know. Your wolf form actually takes care of it. 'Cause plot.
I'm digging the Harlequin look there, Hope.
I enjoy it as well.
That's cute.
Alright, so yeah, Dinah, you arrive, you see this interesting sight coming down the road, and Abraham and Rebecca, you're also outside waiting for Theo, and just off in the distance, now you know he just left, so you definitely pick up the suit, but also Abraham, you might not know exactly who he's pretending to be.
I absolutely.
Yeah, but you know that he made himself look very handsome, and that's very out of character for Abe.
Rebecca's gonna go, oh. And then she's gonna kind of walk up and fish around through her giant lady purse for like a receipt and be like, hey, can you fake a John Hamm autograph?
Get a selfie with John Hamm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if Obfuscate works that way, but she's gonna try.
It doesn't.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah, but like she doesn't know that, so she's gonna. Yeah, but first, hey Thea, how good's your handwriting? Can you fake this?
Oh
my god, does
try.
faking John Hamm's face can you fake his handwriting too? Like magically?
I'm not. You're the magic one, not me.
Who's
You don't know who John Hamm is? Of the Hamsleys? The biggest ham
Don
empire
Draper,
in America?
who was in Shrek Forever After? SpongeBob SquarePants?
I love her references for John Hamm.
you say these things like Are you surprised that I do not know these things?
I'll smile at Abe and just go, don't worry about it, old man.
All right, so Dinah was kind of confusedly walking over because she had no idea who this person was. But everyone that she knows is talking to them, so she walks up and catches that and is like, all right, that's who it is.
So Theo was sort of awkwardly, like, because he's like held arms with her, move the Nazi girl forward and go, this is my new friend. Introduce yourself, friend. This is Abraham. I'm sure you know you were in his home recently.
Why do you have her?
Why was she running out of your house at the middle of the fucking night? Uninvited. I think I'd know if you were letting Nazis in your house.
I was not letting them in my house. I was letting them out of them.
With all their fingers? Why?
She is working for Marcel. He is doing his due diligence, which I appreciate.
How do you know she's working for Marcel?
How do I get the truth from anyone?
I'm gonna look at her real hard right now and just like squeeze her arm a little bit and going, I might just fucking take it. Keep it as a prize. I'll put it on my wall.
Hey!
She gives a cartoonish, like, kind of smile.
It was this, or I was debating just giving you an uncurable illness that kills you in 72 fucking hours. You're lucky.
There an illness that kills us? Oh, Dinah.
Yes.
Just greeting you.
Hi, Dinah. How are you?
Hi. So we've established we've seen her before. You can let go of her now.
Yes, she was working for Marcel. And presumably still is. I don't think...
I say we, but I have no idea.
I'll kind of like go over, look at her, and like pick up my phone in a way that maybe Abe would know to stop me from sending some very clannish text messages to Marcel.
I watch you pick up your phone.
Yeah.
I am not going to try and stop the dynamic between you and Marcel.
He'll like.
It's like trying to turn off a hurricane.
I'll kind of let go of the Nazi and like look her down in a pretty, not derogatory way, but like I'm definitely looking down on her. I swear to God, if some fucking vampire hunter or some shit comes after me looking for some disgusting ass looking fucking freak, it better come back on a Nazi. Don't let Samedi get dragged into this shit.
Well, that's just not kind.
Yeah, it's kind of their MO for a long time.
What is your dog doing?
He is inside the blanket.
A fucking blanket?
Yeah, he is inside the blanket.
He loves it.
Somebody help that poor dog.
He loves it.
Nobody can help that dog. No one can help that dog.
He loves it.
Does he love it or is he just not
He's-
that bright?
He's a little bit bored, so he'll play around on the
I'm
bed.
so worried for his
He's
his
fine.
brain.
Oh, he got it off. Okay, there we go. It's not on his head anymore.
No, he knows how to get out of that. Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by your dog.
I did too. I was like, baby, come on. I'm trying to tell a spooky story here. Okay.
And you know what else is spooky? Being in the dark. That's why he was under the
He
cover.
was pretending to be a ghost under there.
Yeah, he wants to play a
All
rape.
over his head.
He's a ghost.
Yes. Okay. So, Theo sets her down. Theo sets her down, and was just being condescending.
Oh yeah, I basically just threatened her. I was like, listen, if I start hearing stuff about, ugly ass people coming out here, better not come back to Samedi, because that's their MO. Oh, and then when I think Dinah, you said that was kind of mean.
She said, well, that's just not kind.
Yeah, and then you responded with that's their MO.
That's their MO. Plenty of us Samedi have been blood hunted because one of these assholes can't take credit for their own misdeeds.
She has a very genuine look of confusion when you explain all that, and then shakes her head violently. No, I'm just an independent contractor.
He'll like squint at her, just like, how old are you?
Say 5. Answer 5. I don't care how old you are. Answer 5. It'll be funny.
This many.
Oh yeah, she'll do a combination. She puts up a hand and just goes like that.
Theo would just like slump over defeated. You know what? Fuck it. Just let the whole goddamn machine invade our homes, take our fucking children. Screw it. They can even have my magic cookies.
Those cookies are not magic, Theo.
They're just pot cookies, Theo. I can get you more.
He's just gonna like whatever. He's clearly just giving up. Clearly no one else cares. He just hand waves her. And drops the John Hamm look.
There's like a twinge, like just for a flash of a second. There's a twinge of disappointment on Rebecca's face when John Hamm goes away.
I also feel that disappointment when John Hamm goes away, so it's okay.
When the young Nosferatu notices you drop your mask, she looks around. We're still outside.
Yeah. And you're a Nazi. What else? Gravity's still real, last I checked.
She just makes a face.
God, you are young. Are you new to the city too? Where the fuck where did he hire you from? Tell me it's Craigslist. Please say it's Craigslist.
Say Tinder.
Craigslist.
Say Tinder.
Who is Craig?
He's a guy, he's got a list, it's fine.
What exactly did he hire you to look in our name for?
The young Nosferatu she understood. Theo's still like, kind of holding her down, but she gets into more of a.
And I like over.
Okay. But she still actually stays down. She just gets into a more comfortable kneeling position, looking up at everyone. Marcel asked me to just look into what all of you had going on.
All of us now.
Oh, yeah, that's Dinah, right?
Have you been in my fucking haven?
No, trust me, I put that at the bottom of the list. I was gonna try and get out of it and just lie that I did it.
There are some brutal fucking rules for that one.
What was he doing? Was he just making sure? What was he making sure of?
She gives a shrug and says, he told me about this investigation you guys are helping out with and just wanted to make sure you were on the level. Look for anything suspicious. It was kind of vague and,
Which
request.
I agree is, it can feel like... No, it can feel perhaps like an invasion of privacy, but from his
I'm
perspective...
not happy about it, but I don't blame him either.
Yes, it does make sense, and this is why I do not hold it against her.
No, I don't
Or
blame
specifically
I don't
myself.
blame you. I do blame him. I don't hold it entirely against him, but I do blame him. But I don't blame you. You're just doing your job.
Like, Theo will very obviously just sneer at everyone being nice to her.
Oh fuck! Right, I forgot that the Smitty and the Nosferatu don't like each other. I totally forgot about that.
I think that's
That's
totally,
right.
I think that's even in character that Dino wouldn't necessarily keep that in mind.
But he did just mention that many Semitic have been blood hunted because Nazis blame the Semitic.
That would
The
probably
Semitic
be-
aren't a part of the Camarilla, so we don't get protection.
That'd probably be a good reminder.
I didn't pick up on that from what you said.
Okay, fair enough.
So I wouldn't either.
Rebecca is super lax about it because all of the vampires have been lax about the about the technocracy. So she's like, I don't care.
Yeah. That's petty but fair. All right. Well, Abe, you said you talked to her already.
Yes, and she is on the level about working for the police.
All right. Well. I'm done then. I don't know if anyone else wants anything from you, but I am going to go drink. You have a nice night.
Bye?
I do not do the peace sign. That was a mistake.
This is how you say goodbye, right?
I'm
That
gonna
means
look
peace among worlds.
How
I'll look-
hilarious is that?
I'll just kind of look at the Nazi girl. Where are you staying in the city?
The sewers. The shittiest ones I've ever seen, but...
I mean, they are sewers.
Ew?
They are sewers. I don't know what you expect.
Yeah, but like they're swamp
oh.
sewers, though.
I didn't actually mean that literally. I mean, they're sewers, but I just
Oh,
meant, like...
yeah, I mean,
Your sewer
Abraham-
system here is pathetic.
Abraham is smirking.
Are you actually staying in a swamp water, fucked up sewer system?
Yeah, it's not like I need to avoid it for any health reasons.
Oh, because you're dead.
This one gets it.
Not a lot of decent sewer access in this city. Just be careful, don't get fucking caught or something.
Trust me, we're born learning how to do that. Reborn? Whatever.
Oh, that was him. He like visibly just like repeated after. But I mean,
She slowly starts getting to her feet, waiting to see if anyone's gonna stop her.
Abraham makes no move too.
Theo, go ahead and give me a wits roll. Just wits.
Any difficulty?
6.
12.
Not in your fucking lifetime.
So that was just to decide if you remember or notice. This is my ST thing of like, I'll give it to you because you got it success. You didn't actually get her name yet, if you care enough.
It did occur to me. It's just like, I'm not sure I even cared. Oh, fine. Is she like...
No. Don't. If you don't care, don't care. I was just
No,
letting you know.
As she's about to leave, you'd be like, fine, it's probably useful if she even bothers telling the truth anyway. Do you have, like, a name, since you kind of know all ours already?
As she stood up slowly and no one made a move to stop her or said anything, she started to turn away and walk away from Abraham's place. Once Theo asks that, she pauses, gives a half turn of her head, and just mumbles, Avery. And then quickly scoots away. You can even see her probably using a little celerity to fast walk without running.
Can I check that if it's a lie?
Yes, you can. That would be Perception Subterfuge.
Rebecca's gonna start. I mean, like, she would have done this during, but I didn't want to, like, break up the flow of things. She's just gonna start texting in the group chat between Abe and Dinah and Luther the word Luther, but with more and more U's every time.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break while Theo's rolling, and Luther, you're at the table. You know you don't want to like be on your cell phone much because that's rude, but you start getting.
It's kind of a
Slightly
rule.
longer between each burp.
Yeah, in poker games, at least at like actual tournaments, you can't take out your phone to like text if you're in the hand. You have to wait for a hand where you are like you already had folded or you didn't pay the ante or
Yeah,
something.
there's a someone shuffling, so you're like, okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I have a second, I would be like, fuck it, and then just be like, busy now? When? Question mark? Maybe no. Bye.
she's gonna start texting work.
Please tell me those were all like one word
A's
things. She
each
just
time.
gets them just one after another. Like maybe, busy now, I don't know, when? No.
Yeah, no, she'll definitely, so she'll text back the words what, no, and come on each time, just over and over and over.
It'd be times like this where I wish Luther was younger, so he could just like Snapchat photos of him at like a table and just be like, look at, but he's not hip enough for that. Yeah,
he doesn't
would,
have a Clementine to teach him how to.
he doesn't, he needs someone young like Rebecca to teach him how to take selfies properly at a table. But he would respond back with, have plans with the sire. I'll see you guys later.
She'll text back, but not expect an answer. I'm dumb. I'm calling him dumb.
He would just respond back, oh, okay.
All right, and so Theo, you got 3 successes on trying to tell if the Nosferatu was lying about her name. Now, she just said Avery, so you don't know if that's a first name, a last name, or even a nickname. But the way she says it sounds comfortable in the tone she says it. It sounds like whatever she normally goes by, that is what she at least normally goes by, even if she has a full name, different name, if it's an alias. But like that is something you could probably use to hunt her down later if you need to.
I'll just text the prince. And say, just met this lovely girl, Avery. Try not to miss blood hunt me if she does anything wrong.
Okay, you said that to Marcel.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I'm gonna jot down a couple notes. So
I mean, we could use this as a moment to take a break.
Yeah, you know what? I think this would be actually an okay break. Not even that early. It's about been an hour, quarter almost. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break like we usually do. Everybody in the chat, let us know how you're doing, how your Tuesday night has been, what you think of the game tonight. You know, some fun stuff going on. And we'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm just gonna jot down some notes for the game. And I think when we get back, we'll see exactly what Luther's been up to.
I think so. Toad's asked a question, and I think that should be almost like some kind of background or something like that, where it'd be like you're up with current trends.
Trendy.
Yeah, I saw the
trendy background.
Yeah, as far as background goes, I definitely think that putting some dots in abilities, talent, skills, and knowledges are necessary for your roles, but I also especially, and I think most STs, will apply it to situations anytime they don't think you really need to roll. It'd just be like, you've got 5 dots in this, like you know what you're talking about. So I think certainly things like now that, yeah, there isn't actually like a trend one. There's politics and science and finance and stuff like that. So I would probably, it hasn't come up exactly, but I would probably, if a player ever wanted to talk about, I have a really old kindred, but I want them to like be especially just on the ball with all the current stuff, I might maybe make up a house rule dot either in backgrounds or like make a special thing under knowledges, or I might just be okay with it as long as they give me a good story. I am very much all for like, you give me a character where their story makes sense and is interesting, I'm kind of okay with it, and then I just need you to buy dots and things that are related. So yeah, and also, of course, we're using V20, which boiled down some previous edition character sheets that had a lot more specific things under, like, knowledges even. Like, you had occult lore, underground lore, which is just, you know about Nosferatu even though you aren't one. All kinds of stuff like that, which they boiled it down because it felt like... I think they felt like how I feel, that you can just write it into your story. And as long as it makes sense and it's not trying to be OP, like I know everything about all these things. Like if you just say, like, I had a Nosferatu friend when I first turned, and that's why I know them a little bit, but maybe not all their secrets or anything about the Shreknet. So yeah, it's all about balancing.
Also, I think Cosnard's right. If you get 5 points into hipness, you become the ultimate hipster. You can't escape it.
You just, like, always are the first person to know a band and have had, like, a new brand of, like, tea at the store. Like, you got it the day it was shipped in, just supernaturally you knew it was there.
Yeah, you know that being cool is uncool, and
you can supernaturally sense when something's fading out of, you know, you're like, no, it's getting too popular, I can't like it anymore.
Oh, for sure.
See, I know some of you won't get this, but I want to make a Toreador named Liam who has 5 dots in hipness. Spira, you've told me you play Monster High.
I know. That's why I shook my head at you.
Okay.
Also, Lightwood's Embrace asked you a question. Oh no, but she's running. Oh god.
There is no hipness background, Bosky. We're just being dumbasses.
Wait, Cause, are you here?
Yeah, me.
Can you answer questions about 5th edition? Or V5?
I don't really like to. I don't normally like to go over pillow talk, but fine.
That's why I didn't want to overstep my bounds. I wanted to make sure you got in trouble instead of me.
There is talks of either reviving an old game under the new rule set just for funsies, trying it out, starting up something with an alternate ST, someone else in the channel, and filling the Monday slot that Rev used to do. So there's some ideas. We've read some of it. The view is, depending on who you talk to, I just love an underdog, so the fact that a lot of people don't like it is making me dig harder to find the good parts of V5. Spira has a mixed bag opinion on it. She doesn't agree with some of the stylistic choices of the book and stuff like that, but I have been arguing pretty strongly devil's advocate for it. So I'm excited to check it out. Will we make a switch to like a V5? I don't see that happening soon, at least not without some expanded books out of the series. Just because it's one of those things where the rules dictate the flow, and I wouldn't like the flow that we have to change drastically with other things. But I think starting a new game with it is probably better than switching old games to it.
Yeah, as I mentioned once in the Discord for the channel, not making specific promises, but we are definitely discussing when and how we can get a V5 game going outside of Tuesdays, because I like to have our standard V20 games going on that night. But yeah, we're definitely looking into how we can do even a short V5 campaign to, 1, test out the rules, and 2, definitely play around with that meta plot, which I'm very interested in. I really am interested in the idea of a second Inquisition. I always feel like there were already 2. But anyway, the new Inquisition of these large groups of humans figuring out vampires are real and vampires going, crap, that's probably because we had too much online presence and like needing to back up, and almost like a new Middle Ages for Kindred where the elders are like, no access to the internet, like don't say anything about, don't say the word Kindred, don't talk on there if you can help it. Which, especially as someone who really loves Nosferatu, I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic about, like, how does their part in the Camarilla change? What can they do instead? What are the younger Nosferatu who were embraced because they were, like, computer hackers and geniuses? You know, what happens there? So we definitely want to play around with it. I just need more time to get to grips with the book before I put anything into motion. I bought Beckett's diary. I did not have much time to look into that yet either, but maybe even do a little bit of that side by side, or I'll probably focus on V5 for a new game when we can get that going, and then Beckett's diary will just be light reading when I can get a chance. The book answers a lot of the things that can put people off, to be honest. Oh yeah, no, because I was supposed to line up with V5 and everything. That's interesting. I'll have to definitely take a look at that. Yeah, we only took a break because of a lot of IRL stuff. It was not getting bored with the stream or anything. We were all like on the edge of our seats, like, I just want to be some dumb vampires for a night. Come on.
Yeah, that the us getting bored of game is probably never gonna happen.
Yeah,
if we
no.
ever have any kind of we can't play, it's because real life and money and important things have gotten away of our role playing.
Yep. But I can pretty safely say we should be back to our regular Tuesday, Friday schedule each week going forward. And then, like I said, we are looking into getting a V5 game going, which will probably be a different day, so hopefully we'll get a third one scooting along in a little while, probably. I don't want to make any notes exactly, but, you know, within a couple months. You keep an eye out in the Discord and the Twitter. With that said, though, I think we can check in on Luther at his poker game.
Yeah.
So Luther, the game was continuing. You are seated with your sire to your right, Victor. And then
Vincent?
Vincent, sorry, that's why I was
Yeah.
like, that's not right.
I was like, Victor, that doesn't.
I made
sound
shorthand
right.
notes and I had a V there, and I was like, that's not right. Anyway, Vincent is sitting to your right. Following around the rest of the table is a young Hispanic man, definitely also kindred, named Emmanuel. Then there's Karen. Magdalene is next to her. That's the young kindred that seems to be running all of this. And then one other kindred, he's a white dude with short hair, relatively other kind of like nondescript, and he's been quite quiet. He's been very stoic, that you know, named Brennan. So the game has continued on for a while. A fair amount of cash by way of chips has made its way into the middle of the table, and each person, as poker games go, at first it's a little bit of just kind of shuffling that money around. Someone gets a good hand and they get the pile and back and forth, so it feels like it's not moving too fast, but as the ante keeps going up, it starts shifting around, where Karen definitely seems to be losing out. Vincent's doing pretty okay. Emmanuel's not so hot either. The Brennan guy's staying about stable, and Magdalene is definitely doing well, but there's just this kind of look in her eyes, like she's not even trying yet. And then of course you are staying in the upper echelon, so definitely Karen and Emmanuel are looking like they're about to be out of the game soon.
All right.
So, as the cards are being shuffled for another round, you get your text from Rebecca that you text back a bit frantically, like, no, wait, maybe, and you just kind of end with a no, but she keeps texting back a couple more times, like, oh, come on, like, this time, here. But you, like, put your phone back in your pocket as the cards start getting shuffled out to you. Again, we're playing Texas, so you get 2 cards, and then the flop is laid out. As this other round and another goes by, Karen's basically at the end of her chips. Final high bet goes out from Magdalene that is definitely kind of taunting. It's a high enough amount of money that's trying to bait people who like to literally gamble. And Karen sits there tapping the fingers on her one hand as she chain smokes her bajillionth cigarette. And then she just sighs, leaning back, says, fine, I'll, and she thinks about it for a second. I'll put the Bugatti in. Magdalene thinks for a second, shrugs and says, all right, and then she adds a few more chips.
Am I in on this hand or am I not?
You were up to this point.
So sorry. How are we going to do this? Am I rolling to see who wins, or how are we playing this?
Let's do wits and subterfuge. That was my formula of wits being like paying attention to your cards and subterfuge playing people.
So okay. So how many people are left in the hand?
Emmanuel's basically out. He's behind Karen, but you can see on his face like he's not putting more money into this. He's probably just going to be out next round. Karen is starting to use more than chips.
Yeah, I have to play this. I mean, a Bugatti, come on. How could I say no?
It's 2 letters. It's 2 letters.
What are we just doing 6 for difficulty?
Yeah, 6 fine. All
4
right.
success.
All right. So, Karen set that down. Magdalene filled in some chips that she felt were appropriate. Even Karen kind of nodded along with that. Brennan folds. You reading Karen and Magdalene and the room, and just, your need to play for a fucking Bugatti. You go ahead and add a good amount of your pile of chips in, and then just after you, Vincent and Emmanuel both fold. So showing your cards. 1 second. I gotta find Karen.
That's a lot of tens.
So, it's the last round of betting. Last card goes out, and Karen and Magdalene will both be checking.
So do I have a good hand? Do I not have a good hand? what do I got here?
I'm gonna say, since they check, and they both seem pretty confident. I mean, Karen just put up a nice card. Magdalene was happy to throw her chips in, but then the next round didn't add any more.
Right.
You feel like it might be safest to check. Or that is the average read. Now Luther can interpret what he thinks.
So if I wanted to bluff and add extra money, would we still do wits?
If you wanted to bluff to try and make them think you have better cards, I would do manipulation subterfuge.
Yeah, let's go for that.
All right. All right. You got 110 to roll. All right, that's 3. You were feeling kind of confident. You can kind of even see a little just the tiniest uncomfortable, tightness in Karen's shoulders, hoping she's got the right cards for this. Magdalene, of course, seems cool as cucumber, but you're feeling pretty confident.
I like it. Okay. So do I have the choice of checking or raising, or was the bluff a raise? How do you want that to go?
I would say at this point you can't raise enough, but you could definitely, or you could raise a touch. It wouldn't be like a full double, but you could say maybe all in. Like, you've got just enough that you could definitely get that pot if you've got the right cards. They'd probably turn you down if you say just another like 10 or 20,000.
Yeah, let's go all in, and I'll bet my car.
All right, so you throw in the rest of your chips, which is a little short of, say, doubling the last bet. But then you throw in your current car as well. Give me one more roll of perception empathy.
Five successes.
Okay. You definitely notice more of like the tightness in Karen's shoulders. She's looking a little more uncomfortable with that being added in. And since she's already gone all in and bet her car, she glances over at Magdalene, who just puts up a hand as if to say, it's fine, stay with what you have in there. And Magdalene, the brunette, 8-year-old looking girl in a cute little lacy white dress, just smiles across the table at Luther and says, well, I know Karen doesn't have any more to put in. I'll cover for her. I'll add in my little special treat for the evening. And she snaps her fingers. One of the butlers goes off into the private room that you saw her exit from earlier and brings out basically one of those like organ coolers, clicks a button, opens it, and shows 3 bags of blood inside, and she smiles saying, this is elder blood. It's cold enough that you don't have to worry about any sort of blood bonding, but trust me, it's as potent as it comes. Well, besides werewolves.
All right, well, I think that covers it.
So the butler closes it again and takes it away, just to keep it back in a cooler area. And let's have you roll 5d10.
Versus the
Versus
still
6.
6. Five.
All right, Luther. That crazy Toreador luck comes in handy once again. Maybe it's that coin you still have from Vincent. But you totally beat out Karen. She really didn't have nothing. It seemed like she was trying to bluff her way along with like a pair of 8s. Magdalene did have a full house, but you had a straight. So you get the whole pot, including Karen's Bugatti and that elder blood.
He's beaming. Like, probably no one at the party sees him in this element very often. Maybe Diana's seen him like once, but this is his cake. He loves this. This is what he lives for.
Karen still had like half a cigarette, finishes it basically in one drag and immediately takes out another and gets like halfway through that in another smoke, but otherwise seems to be trying to keep her chill. Emmanuel just kind of laughs. He was one of the ones that folded earlier. He just kind of claps, even though he's probably out soon himself. Brennan, as stoic as he is, also gives you at least like a half smile, and Vincent just laughs uproariously and claps you on the back. And just after the bit of the applause, and Magdalene is also giving you just a very like kind of whimsical kind of smile. She seems to have enjoyed your victory. But Vincent kind of leans over with like his hand like over your shoulder, gripping like your arm, and just like reminds me of a time or two before.
Oh, you know, just dumb luck again, Vincent. Just dumb luck.
All right, so the night continues around the table. Karen is of course out, but it's still sort of a party, so she stays in her seat continuing to smoke and has more and more drinks brought over for her by the butlers. Emmanuel is out shortly after as well and joins her in the same sort of like just having a cocktail or two, watching the rest of the game go. Vincent follows after Emmanuel. It comes down to you, Magdalene, and Brennan. Brennan is a little lower. It's really starting to become more like you and Magdalene, a bit back and forth on who happens to be getting the better cards, and a bluff or two here and there, maybe. Oh my god, I just blanked on what it is when you give up your cards.
Fold.
Folds, yes. I kept wanting to say flop because I was thinking of Texas. So fold or two here and there, but the game's starting to really pick up and move faster because the ante keeps going up, and now you're all fired up trying to, outbet each other even with some extra things.
Can I just say I'm really sad that when people fold, they don't say I flop?
We could
But
make
a
it a
flop is a
tradition.
completely different thing.
Yeah, it's the way you turn cards in Texas. But so finally, after a good maybe 2 hours of game, the pool has gone back to just the chips. You've set aside the blood in the car. Magdalene hasn't asked to have them included. There's sort of Wheel of Fortune, the extra things.
It's my fucking free spin.
It's
my
your-
trip to the Bahamas.
It's your trip to Maine!
Yeah, no, I know the rules.
Yeah. So finally, Brennan is so low on chips, he decides it's worth it to go all in since two of you are still playing hard at your cards, and ends up losing to Magdalene. Now you and Magdalene are the last playing. She has a slightly higher pile of chips, but now you do have, a couple things in your pocket you could still throw out if she's willing to take them as collateral. So you go through, the first couple rounds of betting, and of course she's throwing in a quarter of her pile here, the other quarter the next round, really trying to finish off the game essentially this round if she can. Go ahead and roll me wits and subterfuge, and that'll be that roll to test your cards against the way they're acting. Alright, as so far you've seen this night, Magdalene is frighteningly calm and just seems like a sweet little girl that's playing with her friends. But you can definitely tell, she's almost a little careless about if she wins or not. She definitely wants this round to end, and maybe she's still playing it smart. Maybe she does have good cards, but it's about ending it this turn. It's not so much about 6 more turns to see who really finally finishes it all.
All right.
So,
we're in it. We're both tired. We want the. I've been here. I know this.
Yeah.
We both want to just. This is about the time where you either play it or you just go like, you just want to fucking split the pot, dude, because like it's 2:00 and
Absolutely.
I'm done. All right.
Yep, nope, been there too. So, the river is complete. And now, like, most of her chips are out anyway, but it is your turn to check or bet. And with the remaining bit you have, it does feel like, you know, you gotta put something else out there.
What's her name again?
Magdalene. She goes by Maggie.
Maggie. Who taught you to play?
My sire, of course. And she gives a like kind of a humorous little nod at Vincent.
The old starting to look at Vincent. Yeah. Well. Yeah, that makes sense. How long have you been playing for?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
I don't know exactly what I was asking.
She rolls her eyes and thinks about it and says, well, I was certainly around for the Renaissance and the Jazz Age.
And she this whole time she's just staying calm, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll push my money in. Raise.
All right. And she does the same with her pile, which was actually a little lower than yours. So then she taps her fingers, her little fingernails trimmed very short, not even really making any sound on the table, and then says, well, I'll throw in the last little surprise, which was for my last opponent. And you actually see the other people at the table shift in kind of interest. Maybe a couple of them knew more about tonight than you did. You were kind of just like brought along by Vincent. And she gives you a small smile saying, if you win, you're invited to a very exclusive party. And by that I mean some kindred that, well, let's say they're even older than me.
No, well, obviously that's pretty exciting. Are they? Now, is this a cash game, or is this more like your style of bringing something special into it?
Oh, it's much more socializing, but it'll definitely be worth getting to know these people. Trust me. You see Karen at least. The rest of the people at the table have been good with their poker face. You see Karen look kind of frustrated and a little jealous.
Well, I can't say no to that now, can I?
All right, let's see the cards then. All right, 5d10s.
Before you roll, I'm gonna use my luck roll.
Sure. Let's make that difficulty 4 then. If you get more than 5 successes, it's you had aces up your sleeve.
All right.
Oh no!
What a bitch.
So she turns over her 2 cards and shows that she has 3 aces and 2 kings that were in the river. You were counting on those 2 kings to give you possibly a set of 4, but her full house beats. So even Vincent just lets out just a and Magdalene shakes her head, looking actually a little disappointed, genuinely. Sorry about the luck.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't come up aces every time, now can you?
Well, at least you got a car out of it and some nice blood. And Karen, at this point, just kind of excuses herself from the table, smoking, like, another cigarette.
But before I get up and go over to the others, I'd take a card out and slide it over to her. Well, there's any other games that you feel like calling me for, you can reach me here.
She takes the card, and as the other people begin to disperse from the table, heading over into the sort of kitchen dinette area in the suite, getting another drink or two in them before they head home, she takes the card and she, slips it into a little like purse she had by the side of the table, gives you a small smile and says, well, maybe I'll see if there's an opening at that party after all.
Luther would do like a very, I don't even know the word, maybe cordial, like handshake, like a very proper old school. Well, if you don't know, no hard feelings, but God, I don't think I've had a game like this in ages. Thank you for that.
Sorry, I didn't have my hold push it talk down. Karen's putting off, a bold face and just laughing off her, loss, and even talks to you directly about getting papers changed over and takes the keys out of her car. I'll just get a limo home. It's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably drop you off. I'm assuming you're not too far out of the city, right? I mean,
there's the smallest flicker of offense when you say that, but then she smiles again. No. I have another engagement later this evening anyway. I think I will see myself out. And you see her just very quickly give Magdalene a proper farewell and then excuses herself from the room.
How late in the night is it?
It's not too bad. You woke up, you came over here pretty much by like 10, 11, 2-hour game, and then people, they were trying to do the polite thing of having a small after party, but everybody just lost a lot of money, so they kind of just want to go home.
I would text Rebecca / group chat, whatever channel she used to text me, and be like, where are you?
Yep. All right, now that'll be a little bit ahead.
Spam you?
That'll be a little bit ahead because the game continued on with Luther after he got the initial text. So let's pop back with Rebecca, Theo, and Abraham and Dinah. So the four of you are now standing outside of Abraham's place with the Nosferatu Avery having skittered off.
So Rebecca, you are the one that actually tastes the drinks we are getting. Any recommendations on where we should go to drink?
Someplace where I can do drugs too, please.
I do not know where you would go to do drugs, so...
Oh, wait, hold on, what?
Hey, Dinah, do you want to do drugs too? They're fun.
Why the hell not?
That's exactly what I'm asking.
I'm sorry, Abraham.
It is what it is.
He's driving.
This is something that I have long since grown used to.
Said with all the dignity of someone who can't ever have fun.
I can.
I have a question.
It is just
If you
unexpected
spike-
when I do.
If you spike a blood beverage, does it?
It don't work that way. You have to.
Yeah, I don't think you can just dump cocaine into a bottle of blood.
You can't just like pour alcohol into blood. That's as good as anything else.
How about we go to like a vampire bar and then see if they have like an off menu to order from? What, they keep all kinds of secrets. Why can't I do
This is
drugs?
up to you, Abraham, like, my night is already set. This is for you, honey.
I am game for whatever, but keeping in mind it becomes harder for me to drive.
Did you just say I am game? I'm proud of you using young people slang. Good job.
I was teaching him all
I
night.
watch television.
He has a little notebook full of slang notes.
No, like I'm genuinely proud.
Please, this terminology is just as young for you as it is for me.
I'd say you're off by probably a couple 100 years there, but
Eh,
last I checked, everything was the bee's knees and how.
Exactly. It was you are not game for it.
Okay.
All
hey,
right, so
hey,
go on.
Uncle Theo, do you wanna go do drugs?
1 second.
Sorry,
Yes,
Ricky.
Theo.
He's staring at his phone angrily, watching like the dots, waiting for Marcel to respond, just zoned out. What?
Dinah said that she wanted to do drugs really bad, but she won't do them unless you do them.
That is not at all what I said.
That
You're
sounds
just
something.
being
You're
shy.
welcome
It's
to
okay.
join us anyway.
That sounds like something you would have said, little miss. Besides, I've spent many decades as a drug mule. I'm in.
Sorry,
Alright.
my
As
audio
a
cut out
drug
second.
mule.
Oh, a mule, not a deal. Oh.
Sorry, my
It becomes
audio
easier when
cut
you
out.
can. It becomes easier when you can create pockets in your body.
Yeah, no, I got that. That was inferred. Thank you for vividly laying that out for me. I appreciate you. Bless your heart.
I'm
Of
just
course.
saying my rectal cavity is a labyrinth at this point. Doesn't
Okay,
matter how deep you search, you're not getting anywhere.
I can fix that.
I was. Please
She
do
dies.
not.
She
do
dies
not,
halfway through saying it. She can't.
Do not encourage this, please.
I mean,
I think it's funny.
I'm just gonna say that, testicles are useful too.
Why?
You can get a lot of coke into your testicles. If you're interested, I'll show you someday, Dinah.
I am willing to submit.
thanks.
I am willing to submit that Dinah cannot fit any coke in his testicles.
I can fix that too.
Let's go.
Let's just go.
Hey, Dinah, can you text Luther that there's like an emergency that involves him drinking with us, or
No.
else he's going to be uncool for the rest of his
No,
life?
he's got his own thing, honey.
Okay, well, his own thing's dumb.
Honey, 100% he would be here if he didn't have something that was more important. All right. Either his favorite thing to do or something more important in general. All right. He would absolutely be here. He is the one always taking me out to drink all the time. Okay.
Okay, so then what's the bee's kneesest vampire bar?
Yes,
I-
Dinah, what is the bee's kneesest?
Dinah would know this. What is it?
Yes. Dinah, are you gonna give her? I'm gonna give you like a multiple choice here. You know of some good kindred bars that have just quiet places that even if you're on drugs probably won't cause much of a problem to people, but might be weird. You know of another place where no one would really blink an eye because it is where the where the Malkavians and more wild Toreadors go, but you are a little iffy about the place personally. Or a like a chill absinthe bar where definitely downers are welcome, but mushrooms might be a little funny.
Do I know of any underground warehouse raves?
You know of some of them, but none that are going on tonight.
No,
There are a
there-
couple
there
that
are-
are like weekly, but
So I know of at least 3 places. One might look a little iffy if we do something there, but I don't think they really care. But we might get some few looks. One we definitely won't get any looks at all, but it's where all the Malkavians hang out, and one is more of like a low-key kind of place, so downers would be fine, but maybe not mushrooms.
They check?
Not
They
really.
check for downers?
No, it's not that they check. It's that the effects are kind of obvious. Like if you're being loud and annoying.
Okay, well then just pick the good one.
Those are all 3 good ones. Which
I think
kind
the
of apples
question-
are you looking for, honey?
I think the question she is asking is, what kind of drugs are you planning on doing?
Yes.
Sorry, my internet's bad. Can you
I think the
say
question is, what kind of drugs were you planning on doing?
mushrooms?
Well then. I look
So
at Dinah.
pick the mushroom appropriate one.
The
and then go
mushroomiest
down.
place.
We're going to the Malkavian bar. Buckle in, everyone.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
first one.
Yeah, I see that look on your face, Abraham. I agree. Let's go.
do I have Malkavian Wild Toreador bar music?
When you say the Malkport,
Wait, we're going to that one?
That's the mushroomiest bar. That's the
No,
one
we're
you
going
said.
to. I thought you said that one was bad. I don't want to get
No,
stabbed.
no.
Not stabbed.
You won't get.
I
Listen.
don't want to get the equivalent of weird.
You're not,
Yeah, I don't want to get.
you're not gonna get
Rudy.
stabbed. One of them is just gonna talk to you for like 4 hours about how you're the Egyptian rabbit god and they want to eat your flesh. And it's all
Okay,
very
well,
normal.
I
Don't worry about
don't
I
like
think-
that. I was planning on doing the 4-hour talking. So can we go to the first one?
I think, Theo, that is a little racist. However, it is not necessarily inaccurate. I met him. He was unusual. I'm glad that he passed in the 30s.
So Dinah is hopped up on werewolf blood right now, so she is absolutely like, no, we're going to the fucking Malkavian. We're gonna fucking do this. Like inside.
I know
Inside.
there's the moment that slightly still clear. Dinah was like, "Oh, that place. Why would you ever want to go?" To be like, you know what? No, we're gonna check that place out. I haven't been there in a while.
Fucking go there. It's gonna be a great time.
Rebecca, come back.
No one will blink an
You
eye.
can blame it
doing anything there.
on me.
We can absolutely still find a corner somewhere and we can like talk behind the speaker. Like it's fine.
Theo smiles real big at Rebecca, and just says, "I'll just say this: I get mistaken for one of them a lot."
Where the
I'm
fuck
out.
are you
I'll
going?
be here.
Do you though?
Well, some hybrid, I guess. Just a really ugly one. Trust me, mask does wonders. I've been accused of
That's
being a mountain
fair.
more
That's
than
fair.
once.
All right. Well, it's what is that face?
So it is a bar full of Theo.
Is that a face of Moscato after?
That's a passion fruit
Rabbit
Moscato face.
Do you not
That
like
cost
it,
me
dear?
literally a nickel.
Do you not like it, dear?
I'm gonna finish it.
Hey,
Hey!
That answer.
But Theo smiles at Abraham and goes, "Well, they look better to me, but yeah."
That's not hard to do.
Well, it's not just Malkavians. It's also the younger Toreadors kind of tend to hang out there too. The wilder ones, anyway.
Oh my god, he made a really good point that all of the New Orleans establishments have pun names, and what's this one called?
no, okay, no. The shops. This is a bar, and it's actually in the book. It is known as Preservation Hall.
Okay.
It is actually a landmark. It's a very old building, but not so much like it definitely has the nights with heavier music and very wild atmosphere, but Dinah has gone there a few times because it does also have a pretty okay jazz scene too. It's mix and match. Sometimes even the same. Sometimes
A
even
lot of
the
those places do actually. They'll have like really nice theme nights pretty often. Yeah.
A lot of times, even the night will start with some jazz earlier, and then as the night gets later, it'll, get into heavier music. Oh no, it was for a second because I wasn't pushing the push to talk button's a little funny sometimes. Yes, okay. So, this is Preservation Hall. It is a known landmark. It's a medium-sized place, but very much like any standard club, it's got dance floor, booths up front where the music's still going to be really loud, but also some more like kind of VIP, quieter areas for people who want to just like have a drink and hang out with their group. Let's get some fun music going.
When we walk up to the bar, Theo just looks at Abraham. Remember the sex parties we used to have here?
I was never a part of one of those.
Lying's not your best suit.
No, it is though.
This is also not my best suit.
Do you still have that one with the gold thread? That was a hit back in the day.
Yes, I think it is in the back of my closet.
You should give that to me.
Alright, so the group arrives at Preservation Hall, and the outside has, whoever did the design of the place did a really stellar job at mixing sort of an older aesthetic, the brick front and the old windows, with the right amount of neon and lighting so that it didn't clash too garishly. It just kind of gives you the sense that this is a place where like anything can happen. Walking inside, the interior also has a very like kind of mixed sense. The bar is old, real wood. But the bar seats have a nice chrome backing with their fabric seating, and so on and so forth. So the whole place just like blends very nicely between kind of a old world aesthetic, the jazz age, mixed with, bringing in some of the new people. What?
Just Super Chocolate Bear posted a GIF.
It's a beautiful, beautiful gift.
And it's rude.
I'm not going to describe it. Just like watch it when you get 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
yes.
All right.
Oh my god.
No.
Anywho.
I want to see your face as you're watching it.
I'm waiting for the white boy.
Yeah. Okay, that said.
Now, this place on the main floor is definitely better suited to loud, wild crowds. Heavy dancing, the bar is busy, even the tables have people just crowded around them. Like, there's 4 seats, but people are just standing there talking to their friends. The upstairs has a bit of space for people to still, like, dance and hang around with each other, but there are much more suitable chaise lounge chairs and little dark corners with half walls where people can have a bit more of a private social gathering. This song is ridiculous.
I'll lean over to...
If possible, just like as a quick aside, Rebecca would have requested to stop at like a supermarket.
For?
Well, I mean,
Peanut
Abraham
butter and
is driving.
Nutella.
Abraham is apparently driving, so he will stop. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But she's gonna pick up peanut butter and Nutella, and then like we can keep going. It's fine. It's just like just a quick aside.
All right. So you guys pick up the very important peanut butter and Nutella before you go to the club. was a little
In the
loud.
car, he's gonna look at that. Is this a sex thing?
Please don't.
She's gonna shake her head really adamantly, and then she's gonna turn to Theo.
He just knowingly like,
You arrive at the club, and as you first enter and see this wild atmosphere, maybe even a couple of you are thinking this might not be right for what we're about to do, but Dinah much more confidently just kind of nods toward the stairs. So Dinah, you can lead them up to the more quiet area, where also, as you'll notice when you go up to the second floor, you can hear the remnant of the heavier music downstairs, but the upstairs has more relaxed music kind of pumped to try and beat out the waves coming from downstairs.
when we do walk in the door, though, Theo lean into Abraham. Did they fill in the orgy pit?
I do not know. There was not one. Rather, I was not here. I do not know why you think that I went to this party, but I did not.
Good lie. Keep it up.
I am working on it.
So we follow Dinah upstairs.
Yeah.
Hey, Hope, specifically, because you're the one
Yeah.
that actually does drugs in character. I don't make any assumption as to if you do drugs in real life. That is not my place.
I don't know shit about drugs.
like one of us, if shrooms are being done, there should be a trip sitter. So, like, Abraham doesn't know that, but Rebecca probably would.
There doesn't always.
There
Rebecca
probably
does not
should.
give a shit. But like that's why she brought you to be a DD. She really doesn't.
But
expect-
apparently we came to a party that's gonna
Well, like,
have.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna learn.
All right, just making sure that you are not gonna bring up the idea of a trip sitter.
No,
Because-
definitely not.
Okay.
What? You're all adults. You're literally hundreds of years old.
I'm
Yeah, but
actually
like-
this many.
Hallucinations can cause crazy things to happen.
Yeah, I know. That's what she's planning on.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mickey Mouse. That's never happened.
Okay.
All right. So what's the bar look like?
Probably would.
What's the barman look like? The bar person.
2 legs, 2 arms.
Yeah, that might not be given.
That's
maybe.
really presumptuous.
You know what? I think that is a safe assumption to make. I will eat my words if it's not the case. But
Spira,
until
can you make them a triple amputee, please?
I would really like it to be a Jamisi that's
That's
come
good.
over to our side, and they have 3 legs because they don't need a bar stool now.
Can it be a mummy, please? We've been waiting
We'll
for
all be
at
dead
least
in
2
10
years.
minutes.
No. Hold on, I think I actually have someone for this.
That was very nearly a spit take.
There we go. So the bartender on the first floor, second floor does not have a bar.
Presumably the bartender on the first floor then.
Alright, so, yeah, the bartender on the first floor is just wearing, like, a very loose kind of camisole top. She has a lopsided name tag that looks like she's wearing it sort of ironically. Not that she has to, she just likes the idea of having that there. And it does say Madeline on it. She has long, bleached hair that was dyed pink, although not professionally as it seems. It's kind of sort of different shades, but not actually umbra, just kind of like fades in and out between more like blonde and darker pinks. But otherwise her makeup is very nice, sort of shades of pink and like dark red lips that just work really well with her pale skin and high cheekbones.
Now, is the first floor vampire friendly?
This bar is... Now, okay, Rebecca, you might not specifically know this detail. So I'll say it out of character and then you can think if she would ask about it. But this is a very traditional kindred bar that it does have humans come in. And it's usually like the second floor is a little bit more clandestine. There's usually like even someone kind of like watching the stairs for who goes up and down. But like the kindred kind of are expected to let people in, otherwise there wouldn't be enough, income for the place if it was just kindred.
Yeah. So basically, the scenario I'm imagining is Rebecca tries to go upstairs, and at seeing no bar, she will go downstairs and approach the bartender lady, and like set her elbow on the counter and lean in and sort of, hey, can I get a drink? And then she's gonna wink a lot.
When you first say, can I get a drink, she starts, leaning toward the glasses underneath and says, sure, honey, what you want? Do you have money?
I do have. I'm looking for like something fresh.
I got fruit juice and
You've seen us order drinks in bars. What are you doing? Yes, you have.
She's ordered the drinks and she's done it. She asked for AB negative. Like she's not good at this.
Sweetie, I got orange juice and pineapple juice. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about like off menu fresh.
I will follow downstairs looking for Rebecca.
I mean, none of the alcohol's expired. It doesn't really work that way. Just trying to...
I'm looking for the kind that does work that way. Wink. I'm winking at you.
I'm going to walk up to the bar when I see her, aggressively winking at this poor. Oh wait, this place, it's good. I don't need Masquerade.
No, here you would, and you dropped
Upstairs?
John Ham. So yeah, give me another roll.
Mm,
Manipulation performance.
Never mind, I'll stay upstairs.
You picked a nasty looking. No, actually, we need it to walk in there. Unless you wear a big hoodie, you got it.
Okay. Well, I rolled and it was a 1, so no John Ham. Unless it's John Ham's severely mutilated, been caught up into a house fire cousin, then maybe.
Roll one more time at 8. Okay. Now you can be Ugly Theo.
So Theo.
Rude.
Not Rotting Theo.
3 successes is ugly Theo?
You always say that's what you do unless, like, there's a reason to do more.
No, today would be proper, like, gentleman in his, like, 50s prime, looking good Theo.
Alright.
If Theo approaches, she is going to very angrily, like, put her hand back because she's got this.
But
He'll just, like, grab her hand against his chest. Just stand there, though, like, fine.
Right? Yeah.
One sec. Okay, so after Theo starts to approach and Rebecca continues trying to explain in words such as fresh off the menu, etc., etc., Madeline looks between Theo and Rebecca and then smiles at Rebecca, saying, "Is it for him?"
What,
Theo's
that's all
just
it
smiling
takes?
big.
You can just tell?
Do I know Madeline, by the way? I've frequented this place, I'd assume, a fair amount over the years.
She's a regular bartender here, yes, and you do know she is Malkavian. Not what's going on, but you know she's Malkavian.
But have I seen her before in previous travels?
Yeah.
I'll just smile. Hey, Madeline.
Evening,
I
Theo, I think?
Yes, ma'am. He'll
Uh,
actually tip his hat.
Yeah, I recognize the color of that suit. We don't get too many of that in here.
Ah, old man stuck in my ways. I can't help it.
She, continues to say hello to you, but then turns back to Rebecca. Alright, so just one?
He'll raise like a finger. I think she's looking for something quite special.
Fuck him up, Rebecca. Fuck him up.
She's gonna just straight up kind of push Theo away. Just a little bit, like a polite push.
He'll smile, just back up a few steps as you push him.
She's gonna get in real close. Like the coolest that you have.
She doesn't mean temperature.
Okay. We get about the same shipment as always, but,
He'll pull out like 2 gold coins just from his arm, weirdly,
Yo,
and like throw it, like just hand it to Rebecca.
she'll take it.
Anything special tonight, please?
The druggiest, okay? The kind with drugs in it, please.
all you had to say was you were looking for some Maloko, and she walks off into a back room.
Were those 2 words?
That's an inside joke for certain people. It's from the Book of Clockwork Orange, where they have milk bars where they just serve milk, except it's full of drugs.
Maloko.
Wait, that milk was full of drugs?
I have
Yes.
I never read it.
It's in the
I
book.
never
They
saw
don't.
it.
They don't
Never
clarify.
saw it, never read it.
Same.
They don't really clarify it in the movie, but in the book, the whole reason they're at a bar that serves milk is because they pack it full of drugs.
I mean, now that movie makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Alright, so she disappears for a little while, and then comes out with 2 rocks glasses with very, very dark grenadine in it. Wink, wink. And sets it on the bar.
You
Look
better
at-
be paying royalties to Rebecca Elvish.
Please wink back at her. Please. Bartender lady,
yeah.
please just out of sarcasm wink back at her. Like, please.
She sets him down on the counter on the bar top, but kind of looking between Rebecca and Theo, sort of talking to both of them, goes, honey, I don't think you want this, and Theo, that's too much gold for 2 drinks. You got anybody else here with you?
Dinah and Abraham are upstairs.
Alright, let me pour you one more. Just for another minute, she disappears and comes back with one more rocks glass. I got this from some of those local, and she just kind of waves a hand as if doing a magic trick.
Local what?
He'll literally facepalm. Just like, he'll just look at her.
Local what?
Everything on the up and up, right?
Madeline?
Madeline looks very confused at Rebecca.
Dinah's about to wander back downstairs like, what the hell is taking so long?
It is taking a while.
I'll grab
Alright,
my
Dinah
little
wanders the
glasses
fuck
and
back
start walking
downstairs.
upstairs.
Local what, Madeline?
I grab the two and let me know when I meet Dinah on the stairs opposite
Sure,
her
you can
going
be
down.
down.
Going
Yeah.
up.
Whatever.
Rebecca will grab the last.
I'll look at Dinah and just smile big. Help her be social. I'm not good at it, but I'm going to take the drink to Abraham. There's
My
2 more on the bar,
stars, God
one for you.
have mercy. Okay.
Also, apologize to Madeline, please.
Yes. No, I will. I'm already on my way to do that right now.
I'll take the other drink up to Abraham.
Are you dragging Rebecca along? Is that how I understand this going on?
Oh no, I'm sending Dinah
No,
down.
he's
for Rebecca.
abandoning Rebecca to her awkwardness and making Dinah go fix it. While he's like, I'm gonna take this drink to Abraham so he can
Perfect.
get fucked up with this.
Perfect. All right, so Thea walks off with a drink for Abraham, leaving behind the poor mage who is having a jolly good time at the bar with this Malkavian. Dinah, you make your way to the bar. You certainly don't know Madeline well, but it's not like you two have never seen each other before.
Right?
Huh?
And I've been here a couple times. Like, she knows who I am. And
Oh,
I know her
absolutely.
name.
Yeah, no, definitely like acquaintances know each other by name, know each other as kindred of the city, just not like, you
Not
call each other up.
Yeah. Hey, Madeline, how you doing? She'll say and just kind of like step behind like Rebecca, like putting a hand on her shoulder, like, please.
Rebecca's gonna get so goddamn angry. God fucking damn it. You have a good night, Madeline, and like grab her like the third grenadine and like take it upstairs.
Madeline's mouth opens as if like to say something else to Rebecca because she's confused on exactly how she's offended this young woman who she, not like meta knowledge, she figured out was human and is just very like thrown off.
Hey, real
But-
quick, can I? Should I come down and help Rebecca?
Everyone. No, Dinah just came down to
Coming back!
along.
But turning to Dinah, Dinah, pleasure to see you here. Don't see you around these parts too often.
Yeah, not so much anymore. You guys haven't had a jazz night in a while.
I know, I keep yelling to Eric about that. Trust, you know what? Give him a call. He'll get sense. If you call him. But so then she leans over the bar in a little bit more of a, kind of just one-on-one mode. What's with that human you're hanging out with?
Oh, she's actually a pretty good friend of ours. She's helped us out of a couple situations. She's just doesn't know how to order a drink.
No, that's fine. I figured as much when I saw Theo, but and she kind of looks around a little bit, and that kind of just kind of, I took a little peek at the girl's aura. Looks like glitter was thrown on it. What's going on with that?
Oh, she's an employee of the Disney company. Excuse me, a cast member.
You know what? None of my business. You need anything, sugar?
Sorry, I don't mean to be sarcastic at you. No, I'm fine, thank you. I think one of those is for me.
There's actually still one sitting on the bar, so she.
Oh, this one's for me.
Nah, Rebecca grabbed it.
Oh, I thought you said you grabbed
Yeah.
two. Okay,
No, so
One of those-
Theo grabbed two, Rebecca grabbed the last.
perfect. So yeah, she'll just nod and be like, "There's at least 3 going up there."
I think one of them is for me, thank you.
All right. Well, you have a good night, and like I said, give Eric a call.
You take care.
All right. So Dinah trails back along, following Rebecca and Theo back upstairs to meet with Abraham. We're gonna take another little break, and then about that time, Luther would be heading their way. So yeah. All right. We're gonna take another little break, like I said, just a couple more minutes. Anybody in chat has some questions about the game, the characters, players, whatever you want, or just want to tell us about your night, let us know how you doing, and we'll chat with you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got my jazz Spotify playlist going, so if you hear it coming through my mic, I'm sorry.
So here's
It's
a
okay.
question.
It's okay. I did hear it a bit, but I was like, it's not too bad for this.
All right.
Here's an interesting DM question. Or GM, whatever. Fuck. Are you leaving? She's leaving. Never mind.
I can say.
What answer for?
No, I was saying, so Thanatosis, you control skin, right? It's not vicissitude. I can't, like, make stuff. But the reason Theo talks the way is his vocal cords are damaged and rotted just like he is. Can he Thanatos his vocal flaps, because it literally says he can make flaps, into talking like old Theo after hundreds of years of practice, which he would have done?
First of all, I would say yes. Especially, you would definitely have full control over your body. The weakness is still looking gross. So same as like Nosferatu, like you couldn't use Thanatosis to look better, but you could do a simple practical change, especially if it's your body. Again, vicissitude also has the benefit of doing things to other people's bodies, which you do, but in a different way. So, but your control over your body, that's fine. Secondly,
I can Thanatosis other people. I can make sacks and all that. I can manipulate their skin, but it's not permanent. And I can't like make bone or appendages.
Exactly. I was saying it's different, the application of it. Secondly, if we're talking about obfuscate, I think if you get at least 3 successes, and certainly after 4 or 5 successes, you can affect your voice. It's like an illusion. So even if your vocal cords are kind of gross, and like maybe someone with really high auspex would see through the mask and still like hear your voice normally, an average person, if you had a high success and were using it, you can not only just affect your voice to sound better, but even sound like someone else. Level 5 successes or even more definitely give you the chance to sound like someone else. That's why like 5 successes let you potentially pretend to be somebody else.
Totally legit, like Theo on occasion, on like that's basically this is his version of getting dressed up as looking like old school Theo and talking like old school Theo. So how is everyone else tonight?
So good. But I have to work tomorrow morning, so it's all sad.
Same.
I have to close tomorrow, and I'm kind of mad about it, but whatever.
I'm helping my friend move tomorrow.
That's
It could
worse.
be. It depends. Depends on
one
if
of Theo's influences.
If they were already packed, then you're good. If you have to
I'll
show
move
up
boxes
and then, like,
all day, no problem.
Yeah.
But is Beetlejuice one of Theo's influences? I don't. I would say no. Theo's influence is literally just the insanity inside my head. I just let it out. But no, I don't think he has any specific influences other than obviously the Baron Samedi, big one, but like that is his grandsire, so. And we do know at least a little bit about Theo's background. So as far as been shared on screen, we know that Theo is quite old. He got involved in the slave trade for a little bit, not as a slaver, but he was an undertaker. So we did know that he was an undertaker previously. Old school undertaker, built coffins, had a fascination with death, buried people, did all that kind of stuff, and he helped settle New Orleans. We do know he owns a lot of domain there, like the largest domain outside of the Prince. And we do know that he did have syphilis before he was turned.
Nice.
Which is why he has holes in his brain.
So the most ninja of toads asks why exactly Rebecca hasn't let the other vampires share the kiss with her. She knows that the kiss is supposed to feel amazing, and is really worried about it in the same way that someone would worry about like heroin. So she's kind of held off on it, but the last time she saw, or one of the last times she saw her avatar, he seemed to be encouraging of it. So that's she's honestly trying to change that tonight. So like we'll see how that goes.
Hey, you know who's on werewolf blood and is down for everything? Dinah.
Why do you have to respect Abraham? Grumble.
You literally can't feed from her though. Like
That would be
I love
why
you,
I'm
Spear.
disappointed.
I mean, we could capture a technocrat. I'm sure they wouldn't
I mean,
respect
she
you at
can be
all.
condescending to you for like a little bit. Just like
Yeah, but the
you
beast.
dead person.
Bosco asked you something.
Yes.
Yeah, Rebecca is one of the drug-enjoying mages in that group.
In the way that specifically it's not just that she enjoys it, but it is actually the way she practices her magic. So
She casts magic
Yes.
by shooting up heroin.
Not by shooting up heroin.
she's
But-
Although
much
she
it
does,
could-
she does
right?
straight up drink way too much for anyone. Like
you
she
can
drinks-
magic
she
the
drinks
liver
milk.
disease away, whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's got life for that specific reason. She just every morning, like 2 hours on her liver, just like
Like 100% it's bordering on problematic.
I mean,
Yeah, Bosco, it's what Elvish said. It's the cult of ecstasy.
I mean, that's solidly why Abraham doesn't specifically have a problem with doing drugs, because it's not like it's gonna fuck up his liver or his kidney, or it's not like his organs are gonna fail.
Rebecca's known spheres are everything but entropy, forces, and spirit.
Yeah, we made her a more powerful mage because we're all playing elder vampires.
Yeah.
Kind of balance that.
I know so very little about mage, and Hope is our resident mage expert, so I was like, you know what, that would be fun if you played and you can kind of half DM the mage stuff to help me out. So I'm learning vicariously, and it's really fun to just have that extra dynamic in the story.
Beef right.
Huh?
Tradition.
But yeah, the cult of ecstasy, to boil it down to the simplest thing, is like experiences are part of their use of magic. So drugs, of course, are a very important thing, hallucinogenics, but really like even sex, alcohol, anything that's just like not day-to-day brushing your teeth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
A kiss. Maybe one of these days she'll ask Theo to Thanatos her.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
She
I'm
did
gonna
take
call up your avatar, like, yo, look at the white page. It's like, listen, get this girl in on this experience.
I've-
Oh my god.
No,
No.
she has a very she has like a Toreador for an avatar. It would be like, ugh.
Right, well, and like
What?
pain
I
is,
can make
pain is
pretty
not a
stuff,
thing
too.
that she enjoys as a cultist. Like some cultists like pain, but she's not a fan of that shit. So like
Thanatos,
her asking to be mutilated is not in her repertoire.
Thanatosis feels weird. It doesn't hurt. It's
No,
not painful.
but like in her mind, it's akin to mutilation, which is something that she's not into.
Oh, I mean, fair enough.
Is this a show?
Okay, so we are, I think, at most like 300 and some odd years old. Is the oldest of us.
I think I'm
I
500.
think 106 is the youngest of us.
I don't think
Not
you're
to include this goddamn age.
116.
Yeah, I think
because I know.
actually, Abe, I
Give or
think
take
you're
a decade.
500. I'm a little older than you at like 600.
That's
We're
not-
like me and you
Nope.
were ancient as shit. No?
Nope. And I'm just
I know,
saying,
I was
literally,
about
by the
100.
timeline you told me you wanted your character to be, you wouldn't be that old, because you wouldn't be in America.
Okay, so I was around 100
1400s.
during the American Revolution, which means 400 years old or so.
Yeah, you said 600 codes, that would be like still the Renaissance.
Yeah. So I was born around the year 1600, and you're a little bit older than I am, because I was
Not
around
by much.
100
I think
years
I'm
old.
like 50 years older at most.
Okay, yeah, because I know I was embraced around 100 years after I was born, and that was during the American Revolution. So,
But the
No,
running joke there, Bosco, I know you called me out on it earlier, is that whenever you ask Theo a question, it changes every time anyway. It's sort of the ask me how I got these scars kind of deal.
He might not even remember, let alone if he is joking.
Yeah, he could be joking, he could believe himself, who the fuck knows? It's Theo. I don't even know when I play Theo.
Alright, let's get
if
back
anyone
to...
if anyone had the answer, it would be Abraham or Bjorn, and they don't know.
Yeah, he's worked hard on that part.
They can make educated guesses out of the number of stories that lined up the most, but that's about it. Alright, let's get back to it then. Luther. The party ended, and so you decide that, you're actually... Maybe you could use a drink now, since you just lost that cash and the full game, even that, like, you came in second. Oh, that's even, like, worse sometimes than ending up earlier. So you decide you could probably use a drink. Do you want to text the group or just Rebecca and find out where they are?
Also, I want to let it be known, he's not upset about losing. He loves a good win, but he cares more about a good game more than that. Like, it's not.
However,
I'm glad you clarified.
Of course, yeah. If
let's be honest though, you didn't walk away with a Bugatti, and that's sad.
No, you got the Bugatti.
I have the Bugatti.
You did.
I have Bugatti and blood, so bleh. He does. Yeah, no, he's happy. He had wins that he was really happy about, and overall he didn't win the war, but like he's gonna hold on to this, and now it gives him like a rival to go after in the town, kind of a thing. So yeah, he'll drive his Bugatti over there. Well, I mean, he texted, so I'm not sure if I get a text back from Rebecca
We can
saying
just
where
downtime.
Oh yeah, if you said that you're coming over, she's going to say yes, and like she's gonna say it like in an interim until they get to the bar, and then she's busy with Madeline.
So, Luther, you got your Bugatti. It wasn't actually even too far away. What's up?
I need to know which Bugatti and what color.
All right, give me like talk amongst yourselves. I know what color, but hold on.
Am I in? I know I was originally not in the group text. Am I in the group text that you respond to? Or is that just you and Rebecca talking?
Sorry, who was that to?
Oh, to Char. I know him and... Was it Luther and...
I know she said the group chat, but then I said with her sending me direct messages, I wasn't sure if it was like held in the group chat or if it was sent directly to me.
I'm pretty sure she was messaging you in the group chat and pinging all of our goddamn phones.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't the one that was just between the four of you, Theo would respond with, I have a tab open, get a drink.
Okay, it is a 2008 Bugatti Veyron with black, it's black base frame with blue highlight.
Oof.
You gotta go with the blue. They look so good in blue.
He wanted a Chiron, he didn't get one.
I was looking at it. If
that's
it
a
was
$3 million car.
I mean, Karen's, got some money, but she ain't the prince.
For sure. Okay.
And the prince ain't Abraham, so...
Abraham has like 3 of them.
No, this is... How do you think I get rich? By spending money on fancy cars? No, this is not how it happens.
Everyone knows high-end Bugattis are the best investment that you can possibly... They never depreciate.
Actually, Subarus, they depreciate less than most Bugattis.
Oh, Abraham is a utilitarian rich guy, not a fancy rich guy.
No, I'm not old money. I am new money that just happens to have been new money for 400 years.
But yeah, so I'll...
Wait, no, because we got to do your decks and drive. You put the dots into it, so...
For sure.
Please crash the Bugatti. Please crash
This
the
is my
Bugatti.
nightmare. This is my nightmare.
Oh my god, I want to see it on the news.
Angel's just watching over here with his ridiculous role in fixing cars forlornly.
Okay, 1 success.
Oh, sorry, my push to talk was off. Luther is too scared of hurting this card that he just got. It is probably one of the better ones he's gotten in the last few games of car gambling that he does. So he takes it pretty carefully. Still absolutely does a little above the speed limit, but doesn't try anything fancy. Ain't flipping lanes. It's just kind of like, I'm just gonna get there, it'll be fine. But you park outside the club, and as I explained it earlier, it definitely has this really nicely mixed sense of old school and like new nightclub. So there is a little neon, but it doesn't clash with the brick. The colors are picked nicely. The design of the font and the sign is good. All that sort of thing. You walk inside and you can practically tell that it's just a little too busy for for your gang. Like heavy dancing, lots of young people, lots of humans even. You can smell the sweat on them. And you see a staircase that you figure they're probably upstairs.
All right, he would bring in what you said. There's 3 elder blood bags, right?
Yeah, you got a little cooler that will definitely keep them for a while. Is full of ice packs and everything.
He'll take one and put it in like his breast pocket, and then go in. Ooh, spooky music.
I did mean that once. Alright, so you head up the stairs, and the upstairs area is smaller. It's not a huge club, so even the upstairs area is a little smaller, and you can just, by like taking a quick look around, spot Rebecca, Theo, Abraham, and Dinah. They were actually like still kind of walking as if they were had been moving around, heading toward a back booth.
All right, yeah, he'll start making his way over there to them. Well, who made the decision that we come here tonight?
That would be
and-
Dinah. You can thank her.
Yeah, for sure, Luther, you know of this place, whether you come here often or not. You know this is kind of the slightly wilder club in town.
Theo just smiles and he's just like, Dinah seems to have one hell of a fun streak tonight.
Oh, is that true?
Dinah, can you share that fun streak with Abraham, the poor guy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in the room when y'all talking? Okay, I thought I was. Okay.
Oh, I assume by the time he got in and up the stairs, you were already upstairs with
No
us.
problem. Okay.
What happened? I was checking my stocks.
Rebecca's gonna push her drink over to Abraham and just watch.
As Rebecca pushes
Dinah
over,
will also lean in and just watch like this.
I'll smile at Luther.
That's for
Luther,
you,
there's-
hon.
I figured this much. What?
It's blood. You drink it.
I don't know what's in it.
I'll just-
What is in it?
It's zinc, I bet.
A snake? What?
Zinc.
Saying iron.
Luther, I have a tab downstairs if you want them.
Uh,
Warning, it is spiked and expensive, but delicious. It seems Rebecca wants to have a very good night.
well, if good nights are to be had, and he'll kind of take out a pouch and put it on the table. We can at least spice it up a little bit with some of this.
Ooh,
What's that?
what is
then?
that?
What you got? What'd you win?
Oh, win? I didn't win anything, but
You
it's
always win things, honey.
I might have.
Haven't I seen him in a sedan before?
I don't think you have seen me in a sedan, and
No.
this here is apparently A+ quality elder blood.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Which elder?
One, I don't know. I was promised that it is safe, so I'm assuming we can. I got more in the car, so
Yeah, but is it free range?
Yeah, grass-fed, free range, elder blood. I'd imagine.
What
I love you, honey.
Is
You
it
ask
vegan,
the right
though?
questions.
What clan feeds on grass? This is interesting. I would like to learn of it.
I mean, the gang girls seems pretty obvious. Just turn into cows.
I have definitely.
Grass-fed animal, grass-fed.
I can only say that because Bjorn's not here.
He would love to.
It's lucky he is not
Or he
here,
would
because
punch-
he would have taken some by now.
He would laugh.
It's true, it would have all been gone.
We wouldn't have gotten the glasses upstairs.
Well, you want it, hun. Why don't you take the first bit of it, all right?
Well, if
That's
you're gonna
fair,
twist my
though.
arm, and yeah, I'll. I don't know. How do they do it? Do they?
Tear
Is
off
it
the
like
top and just take a sip.
Capri
No,
Sun.
I was gonna say Capri Sun. Is there?
Capri
y'all have-
Sun.
Why don't you just ask for a cup?
Because we are fun.
No, because Capri Suns are for cool kids. You want to see
They're
if they have a
fun.
straw for you? You can poke a hole in it. You'll look really cool, I swear.
I'm gonna go ask for a glass.
Ask for
Theo
a straw.
pulls out-
Ask for a sharp straw.
Theo pulls out a long, very thick gauge needle that looks like a straw. Here you go.
All right.
No
Then.
offense, Theo, honey. You know I love you, but I don't trust anything that comes from your hands.
What's he gonna get?
Madam, I
Syphilis?
Put it in
swear
my mouth.
I am on my best behavior tonight, and that is a sterilized straw. It has been in my breast pocket
I'm
and
gonna
not
go get a
on my
glass.
person.
I
As
do
she's-
believe you, but like I still want a glass.
As she's
Madam,
getting the
I
glass.
was treated for bugs not 3 weeks ago.
As she
I'm
goes
glad
to
you've
get the
been
glass, if she does,
investigated.
I'll bite into it and start drinking some.
I have at this point already taken
Yeah,
a couple
no,
of
that-
sips of my.
Don't you think that you can sneak that by? Rebecca is watching you like a goddamn hawk.
Yeah, no. Solidly, my reaction is.
And it's gonna look more like she's studying really than just observing.
Hey, Spira.
And if she can reach out and just pat your neck.
Yeah, I will back up at that and be like,
But you don't know what cooties it has.
it is old enough that this is not a concern.
Wait, which drink are you drinking? The one from the bar, which is definitely
from the
laced
bar
with
that
something
has-
hardcore.
Oh yeah, that's the one he's drinking. Yep.
Vampires are weird. She says as she opens a jar of Nutella and dips a mushroom into it.
Theo is studying this very closely, like, what magic is this?
What sorcery is this?
I pulled up one of my special links to help understand the non-scientific effects of certain substances, and then immediately saw peanut butter and went, ah, ha, 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 ha.
So Dinah does come back up with a wine glass and pours some of the blood into the wine glass.
Wait, what blood?
The elder blood that
Because he bit into it.
I bit into it. I drank some of it.
All right, has anybody had
I
the
can't
actual
hear you,
drinks from
girl.
downstairs yet?
Abraham
got
his first sip.
It into the glass.
Because Rebecca was staring at me weirdly.
Abraham has had his first sip.
All right.
Dinah will give him a pat on the head as she passes.
Initially, Abraham, you recognize this as sommelier blood that you've had before, definitely Tremere made, that basically kind of has alcohol infused in it, so that you get just like the first sip of a strong beer. You get a little bit of that initial buzz. You don't notice anything else yet.
Hey.
Theo watches Abraham, looks at him. Well, he's not dead, so I'll have some.
Beg to differ. I have been dead for many years. At least 7.
Dinah will first have some elder blood, and then she will absolutely drink her drink too fast.
Now the
Her drugs drink.
Now, the elder blood doesn't give an effect like substances does, but it is just like the difference of buying your
The quality? Oh,
yeah.
shit.
No, it's like buying your regular wine at the store that like you tend to drink and you know you like, it's affordable, and then like splurging on something higher that you're like, I don't know, maybe we'll be, and you're like, oh wait, no.
Okay, well in that case, she'll like sip it, like intending to have drank it first, and then went, oh shit, and like drink her other crappy drink first, and then like just sip on this amazingness for the rest.
It is
I mean,
certainly.
if y'all want some elder blood, right here, let's go.
No, you guys know you have it, but it's also just a rare commodity to have like a blood bag of it, because elders won't give it up easy. But yeah, no, it's certainly the difference of like, you know, your favorite whiskey or your favorite this, and then getting a top shelf on a splurge.
I hold my hand out to Luther. May I, sir?
Well, who am I to deny you? Here you go, Theo.
And he'll hold up his syringe straw. Would you mind? I am trying to be classy tonight.
Rebecca's taking the mushrooms at this point.
And he'll poke the bag and just like take a sip. What is this higher gen than me or lower technically?
Yeah,
Are we talking like some 4th gen blood right here? Like
no,
This is actually King's blood.
It doesn't blow your socks off, but you can tell this is not in any kind of even like high class circulation. This was a special treat.
fucking is this?
Right. What the?
Tell me
hell?
this
How
is
did
some
you-
goddamn
where did you
snake
get
blood.
this
Is this
from?
snake blood?
No.
Okay.
No, it just tastes so potent and delicious that you're like, geez, who'd this come from?
How the fuck
Can I
did you
guess at the generation out of curiosity? Can I roll for it?
Hmm.
A rough estimate, like the Baron's blood above the Baron.
I'm just trying to think of the rolls. Perception.
A cult, maybe?
That works,
I would
because
call
there's
it a
no foodie dots.
Can I roll with that?
Sure. Anybody who wants to that tried the Elder Blood, you can roll that.
I see habits.
I mean, Rebecca, you could totally...
No!
I mean, you could totally drink that and then do any of your funny rolls to be like, what do I get out of this?
I mean, you get things out of it.
You do.
No, she's not drinking vampire blood. That is not happening.
No, you get a whole month of immortality out of the deal.
She can just buy that. She's a time mage.
A whole month for free.
She has a sanctum. It's still free.
4 successes for Theo.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 for me.
Alright, Theo, especially because you are an elder and can, like, even remember, like, what it was to taste your sire's blood, and maybe a rare instance you've had elder blood here and there.
I'm totally willing to bet I've won some Baron blood. Just one drop, at least once in my life.
This definitely reminds you close to the Baron. It's a little hard to tell. It's cold. You know, Baron's kind of special. Also, there was a sentimental value to that one, but you're like, this is, if not lower generation than you. You know what? It's not the same as tasting your own brand. Like, it's good. You're enjoying it. You're certainly like, wow, this was a little bit of a treat. Luther, you're a fair bit younger, and even Vincent isn't incredibly older or lower generation. So for you, this is much more of a like first time someone who had a taste for the palate of scotch had scotch. Not so you know the difference between someone who had scotch for the first time and is like, whoa, but like someone who could appreciate it, but having like a good scotch for the first time, you're like, whoa.
Well, I was planning on sharing the rest of this, but now I'm not quite sure.
I'll smile at Luther.
You're a gentleman for sharing that all, honey. Thank.
I'll smile at Luther and just look at it and go, "You won this where now?"
Mm-hmm.
This whole winning talk needs to be stopped.
Let's drop
You
the
earned
shit.
this where now? God damn it. I thought we were
I do want to go to this party with you next time.
This isn't something. My sire introduced me to somebody who has some deep pockets, and I have a new car as well. This is it. I got
very
all of
deep.
this.
I don't care about the car. I want more of this. This is
I
fine.
care about the car. What kind of car is it?
Bugatti, of course.
Hold
Of
on.
course.
I want the car too. Never mind.
But I mean, plenty of rides can be had later on. Wait, drinks downstairs. I can go get one. I heard something about
Yes,
open tab.
I have a tab. Tab is open. Go ahead.
You gotta
Just
ask
let,
for whatever the fuck name that it was that I don't get because I haven't seen like recorded. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Luther, you're told by the others to go downstairs, talk to Madeline, the girl with the pink hair, and just say that you're with Theo's party and you're asking for one of the same.
Wait, hold on. Luther.
Yeah.
Let's share.
Share what?
I'm getting high right now. It's happening. I can feel it.
What are we sharing though?
I
you
think
mean
she's saying that she wants
you?
you to invite her, honey.
She is offering her own mixed drink tonight.
It's free.
Well, I'm not gonna say no to that. What? And he'll look down. But I don't think Nutella does that.
Oh, honey.
No, wait. I have peanut butter too. That'll really.
I don't. Is this something special about Nutella nowadays?
Have you
Very
ever mainlined
fancy
peanut butter?
peanut butter.
Bless your heart.
Luther probably wouldn't have
Now.
ever seen the mushroom before she dips it into a container. All he sees is like a hand go into a container
Like, no,
of
she'll
Nutella.
like pull it out and like I mean it's covered in Nutella, but like
Yeah, I mean, I'm game if you're game, of course.
yeah. Do I have to wait until like it kicks
No,
in?
no.
Or, like,
So I was gonna say, shrooms, depending on which one you're using, could take a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes to work, possibly even longer. But I'm gonna say, between the fact that you have matter and prime, let's say that Rebecca knows how to like ingest and get that shit going when she wants to.
yeah,
like,
just,
if she
too, she just has her body work through it faster.
I was gonna say, like, you could even be like, okay, no, I'm gonna take it and not do that because I'm getting on a train. I won't be at the concert for an hour. But like, you're at the bar, you're like, nope, now. So you finish eating it, and you press the digitation, and I'm not even gonna make you roll because that's absolutely coincidental. No one's seeing what's going on in your gut. So, and they don't know anything about drugs either, so it's not weird to them, and you're surrounded by kindred, so what's weird? So you can more or less just kind of snap your finger and let that stuff Sabrina its way through you.
Is the area we're in like a kindred only open feeding kind of area, or
You're in a quieter upper level, like a lot of kindred clubs tend to be, where it's like this is supposed to be for mainly kindred ghouls, people who understand what's going on in this club. And you guys are in a back booth, pretty dark, just kind of a little bit of ambient lighting, enough to like see each other, your drinks. Like couldn't read a book, but
So Rebecca's going to like and then
You know
she's gonna
what?
kind of look around the table and then get really upset. Like just turn around for like a second.
Theo just
I was
start laughing.
already turned around. Like, she's classy. All right.
Theo's just sitting there.
Turn around. Like, Dinah will, like, take his
Darling.
shoulder and, like, spin him around in one of those,
He'll like resist for a second and go, darling, Arista's fine. He doesn't need to neck you unless you're into that.
What's that? It's like, every Dracula movie, okay?
Yeah,
It's fine.
That
It's
is for
fine.
people that we like.
Dracula was propaganda.
I mean, I was proud of my involvement in that production.
I learned that Nosferatu wasn't propaganda, so...
So that was a lucky guess. Oh, not
But
guess,
Theo
but
will
lucky
turn
find.
with Dinah as she turns him around, and he'll just
Yeah,
lean into her,
she's
smiling,
going to
having a
turn
good time.
Abraham around if he doesn't turn around.
I'm not gonna physically I'll look a different direction, but I'm not physically
Theo
turning
will
around
cover
because I'm a goddamn
Abraham.
cripple. I'm a goddamn cripple.
Be
Theo
respectful.
covers his eyes.
I have I'm looking this way. Like I'm not looking, but moving my whole body that hurts. That's bad on my knee.
So, are we doing this the same way as the movies, or am I getting a wrist?
I don't fucking know.
Dealer's choice,
It's
honey.
really up to you, honey. Like, this is your consent.
Drink from her forehead.
Perfect. I mean, I drink from the knee ones, but
The
Give me
forehead
your
is
big
highly
toe.
it was really awkward.
All right, peanut
just right
gallery.
at- just right at the elbow.
It's all right. And
Theo calms down a bit.
he'll go for the neck if that's what she brought up. He'll go straight neck.
All right. Luther leans in toward Rebecca, who has just actually flushed her system with the mushrooms, so they haven't exactly come into full effect, but they are in her system, so that if Luther drinks, he will gain some of that. But as Luther leans over, of course, very politely, and gives Rebecca the kiss for the very first time, Rebecca,
Feels like the first time. I'm sorry.
you're good.
I'll shut up now.
That was perfect. But Rebecca, you initially feel the teeth sink into your neck. It's a little less pain than pressure. There's a little pain and certainly pressure, but the second the kiss actually takes hold, it feels like something that if you went to try and describe it to someone else, you would have a hard time finding the words. If you went to try, it would be something along the lines of, a great high or a good drunk night out with friends while you're all laughing, or really good night out with a very beautiful person. It's just kind of that genuine ecstasy without a specific thing you could relate it to. And you even feel yourself go a little slack. Just your body just relaxes, not paralyzed, but just doesn't really want to move for the time that Luther takes a few long droughts, taking probably just a point. That's all you would really need. And then Luther can close it with a little lick. So you have no open puncture wounds, and pulls back away from you, giving you the afterglow of a very pleasurable experience.
Yeah, she'll probably hold on for the duration, especially if she's going slack. And then be genuinely disappointed when he has to, when it ends.
Oh, how soon do the effects kick in? Is it like if you were to ingest them, or is it pretty instant for us?
Blood does start getting processed by your body pretty quickly. That's why it's it's good because, like I say, you're injured, you can drink and start, healing yourself or something like that. It takes maybe it increases even more over a few minutes, so it's not instant. But the second you pull back, and you were drinking slowly, not to hurt her or anything, so you've started feeling a little relaxed, a little happier, just kind of like a nice feeling. And then within about 5 to 10 minutes, you'll be in sort of like the beginning stage of hallucinogens, where colors and sounds and everything are going to start feeling a little funnier, and then as it progresses, you might, start seeing different things, which I'll explain as we go. But like within a couple minutes, you'll start being like the colors and the sounds and everything around you are a little off,
Right.
but in a nice way.
So it's not instant.
No.
Okay.
I will say that your dice pools, anything you roll, it's going to be -1. But awareness, I don't think you have Auspex.
I got nothing.
Yeah. No.
Goes
Awareness.
no.
Awareness is under abilities, so you actually get a little higher to awareness.
That's all right. I
Rebecca?
got my 6 dot now.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to roll while this is going on, you can certainly get an extra dice for that.
All right,
yeah,
she's gonna roll awareness. I mean, she took the drugs. The reason why she took them was because she thought she was supposed to. So she will roll awareness.
Yeah, go ahead. Perception awareness.
As this whole thing is going on, Theo will attempt to take Dinah's hand to dance.
You know what?
We're sitting shoulder to shoulder, and he's just like,
Fucking
they're doing this.
Sure. Yeah, no, Dinah will dance with you. Absolutely.
Theo, I would
Especially
like to
if
roll.
like some jazz song comes on. She will
Yes,
100%.
I would assume there is jazz music because they know we're up here and they know you.
What the fuck?
Theo would like to roll to impress Dinah with dancing with jazz.
What the fuck
Holy
is that
shit.
roll?
Good. And
Wow. Fuck your awareness.
Rebecca is dead. She's
It's
inverted
not
aware.
a botch, but it's a fail.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's not much. You're right.
what was your target? Do you roll versus 6? Did you just get like a perfect 0 but non-botch?
Perfect 0. Yes.
It's rough.
She was just trying to like, feel around.
The shrooms are starting to work their way through your system, and like I kind of already explained for Luther, like you're getting those early waves. Colors are a little brighter and wavy. Shapes are a little more fun. Music seems to be like affecting more senses than just hearing. It's that synesthesia kind of feeling. But so far, you can even tell you're not fully into it just yet. But you try using your awareness, just tapping in to your what's the word? Tapping into your arete. Kind of like seeing,
So she's gonna take a mushroom, dip it into peanut butter this time, eat that down, then turn to Luther. Can we try the other side? I just feel uneven right now. I feel like this needs to be balanced out.
How has it started to kick in for him? Like you said, the first waves of the feel goody tinglies have started.
You've got a little synesthesia going. Sounds and colors and shapes are a little more fun. Nothing crazy.
Theo, while asking Dinah to dance, will hear this, smile at Dinah, and just lean over and whisper, "Maybe not." Meaning, maybe don't let them do that too much.
I know. I'm keeping an eye on it. But I also trust Luther. Luther knows his boundaries, all right?
How often is Luther on shrooms?
That's a very good point. But, I mean... I'm on a lot of things right now, so...
Oh, do tell. What are you on?
Whatever was in that drink, this, and then a gentleman who I think, pretty sure ascertained to, in fact, be a werewolf asked me to drink from him earlier today. So there's that. That's why I'm having this great time, you see, because I'm gonna die.
Theo will like mock, gasp, like, werewolf blood. Oh, that is just wonderful.
Yeah, fresh too, not from a bag.
Ah, that is a good night. No wonder why you are so feisty.
That's about right.
Is this still a conversation between you two whispering, or?
Oh,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
dancing.
yeah.
Oh, you guys are whatever.
Oh, okay.
They're dancing.
Yeah, they're dancing.
If they're dancing, then I would have sat down on the bench that they left, and when Rebecca says, like other side, I'd be like, I tap the bench next to me.
Can I do?
Yeah, she'll sit over. She'll pop up from the seat or whatever, a little too eagerly, then realize and then she'll try and walk a little cooler to the bench.
Dex performance for impressing Dinah, maybe.
Ooh,
Hey, Spira.
dance rules.
Spiro.
Yes.
Yes, Dex performance for a dance roll.
Absolutely.
Hey, Spira.
Nyam.
So the rate of drinking, like how quickly you drink a dot, is that fairly regular, fairly consistent? Like it takes about as long for any given vampire to drink a dot, more or less?
I think there's an average. And I've always said that certainly certain kindred will drink slower.
Yeah.
Like if you make a puncture that isn't like at an actual like artery or heavy vein, you can pull slowly and that'll make the kiss longer. So some kindred will do that specifically. Others will go for like a more direct spot and then just like get that point right away.
But generally speaking, you can kind of infer how much someone's had more or less from how long they had the kiss going on, if you're watching it and have been around for 400 years.
If you know where they bit and about how long, yeah, I'd say so. Like if he bit at a good spot that'll give some blood and he's only there for like a couple of minutes, probably a point.
Can I get an idea of how much Luther took from that last bite? Because I'm not about to have Rebecca go to the hospital.
For sure. You would definitely notice from him biting a little more away from specific veins, taking a little while but not too long, and you knowing Luther being, a little cautious and a polite gentleman, he really only took a point. He just kind of took what he would want to experience someone from what they had in their blood.
All right, cool. I'm doing what basically the other two were concerned about.
Absolutely.
I'm making sure he ain't about to kill her.
Yeah. No, she's definitely good for another point. And again, being a mage, like, you might even feel like, maybe she'll be okay with a little extra.
Theo rolled to do some impressive dancing.
Please address. Let's just get this over with.
Oh, that's fancy.
Let's just do this.
Theo's feeling a little full of himself tonight after an interesting.
High as shit, like whatever.
Theo's feeling a little full of himself tonight after encountering a Nosferatu and telling her to fuck off and having a good time with his close friends and deciding, to actually put on a more dapper appearance and go out dancing, having some good drinks with his friends. But despite that confidence, he's just, it's not a club he's been in before. The area's not actually the proper dance floor. It's much more of a social area. So he, while he's trying to show off, especially, not just do regular dancing, he's trying to do some extra dips and turns and spins and lead Dinah in some fancy moves, trips a few times. But I'm gonna say, because it's Theo, it seems a little adorable.
Theo uses ashes to ashes.
Really?
Yes.
All right. After
It's not permanent.
No,
You
no,
can
no,
come right back.
no. After Theo, intends to impress Dinah with a bunch of dance moves and fails at least 3 in a row, he just looks pretty much distraught for half a second and then seems to disappear into a pile of slightly sticky ash on the floor in front of Dinah. Like, literally, the hands you were holding just get...
Do I know he can do this?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's not something he uses regularly.
Abraham would probably know, but maybe long for memory. He doesn't do it often.
Abraham, please laugh from the seat where you're at.
What the shit? What happened? What the? Ah!
Yeah, Abraham, at hearing her, Abraham will look over confused and then start laughing.
What the? What in the damn hell?
I am also a little bit drunk and maybe a little bit high on fuck if I know.
Oh, actually, yeah, I do need to mention, because it's been a couple minutes and that blood fully went into your system, it's not exactly marijuana, but whatever was in that blood was definitely alcohol-based and a slight just kind of relaxing downer. Little THC-esque.
Yeah, definitely
just-
giving a slow clap.
Yeah, you're just kind of relaxed and enjoying yourself entirely.
What the ever-loving fuck was that? Like, Dinah's actually getting mad because she has werewolf blood in her. What the
Yeah,
shit?
You do have a plus
She
1 to
never
frenzy.
curses. She's classy as shit. She does not curse.
You have a
Like,
plus 1 to frenzy. This is certainly not a frenzy situation, but you are definitely like...
Luther would lean over to Rebecca. What's going on over there?
Do I look like I know?
Is this
Theo,
before or after?
Theo is being a dick.
Okay, Luther, you and
Oh,
Rebecca...
that's just par for the course there.
Luther, you and Rebecca were moving into position for you to take another sip from her. And you just see kind of like maybe peripheral, like you weren't paying super close attention. It looks like Theo just kind of goes, huh? Like just kind of goes into the ground almost. And then you hear Dinah cursing and Abraham starts giggling.
Rebecca's gonna perception awareness again at higher difficulty, I imagine.
No, is it for this or your other thing?
She's gonna figure out what the hell. She wants to know what the hell Theo did.
Then this can be 6 because it's not the same thing you're looking into.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. Your awareness perception draws your eyes to the ground where you see this pile of like sticky ashes that Dinah is definitely kind of looking at and going, what the fuck? You certainly don't know this power or exactly what is going on, but you're also even able to pick up on Abraham giggling, and you know Abraham and Theo have known each other for a long time, and you can pick up this is basically some sort of nasty fun trick.
This is shame, not a prankster trick.
I meant, but like, this is something he could do that
The-
Abraham's laughing at.
Abraham would know that Theo only does this in the most dire of bad, awkward circumstances.
But Rebecca's point of view is Abraham is giggling at something that weird that Theo just did. Her point of view is like, oh, he did something with his powers.
Yeah, Rebecca's gonna toss her hair over her non-bitten shoulder. And, like, it's just Theo, don't even...
Kind of maybe drunkenly or kind of like a little bit out of it, like, yeah, all right. And he'll go in and bite again.
I don't need this. She'll go and get her glass of elder blood. sit down and like cross her legs dramatically.
Alright, so Dinah rejoins the group while Luther tries to re-engage Rebecca in the kiss. Rebecca thinking maybe this will help spur on the actual effects of her awareness and what she needs to seek by being on the mushrooms, what her avatar asks her to do. Abraham is
try and look while she's the kiss.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I will make a note of that. Abraham's, got a little bit of basically alcohol and a relaxing downer in his system. He is just having a good time after a long, stupid week. Couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, who knows? Since Mardi Gras, basically. And Theo is a little bit disposed on the floor. Theo, let me know, are you going to stay that way for a while? Or
No, he's gonna come back in like a minute or two after a little bit happens.
When he comes back, she's gonna after I assume people just kind of talk for a second. When he comes back, she'll kind of like walk up and do that thing where you kind of push someone on the shoulder like you're mad, but also think that what they did was really funny,
Fuck you.
Fuck you, yeah, basically. You scared the ever-living daylights out of me, Theo.
So I'd assume after Rebecca and Luther's thing, he'll probably come back up.
Alright, I'm gonna roll again in the meantime.
Absolutely. So Luther is back to giving you a kiss. You've actually taken another mushroom and put it through your system. So I'm not going to ask for a higher difficulty. You are actually using extra means to try again.
Okay. Five successes.
Okay. Maybe talk amongst yourselves for a second, because I have what this is, but I need to figure out by that. That's even more successes than I expected. So talk amongst yourselves.
I don't know. Do you want to play out Theo and Dinah?
Yeah, we can.
While they figure this out, just fucking shoves him on the shoulder you ass, you utter ass. What were you doing? You scared me to Kingdom Come.
We'll do it. This is after they finish their bit. But Theo comes back and brushes off his coat a bit, and then you push him. I'm so sorry. Hades called me down and said he needed to talk for a moment, and he just wanted to say you looked beautiful today.
Well, thank you, Hades. Why did you have to go into ashes?
Hades, the god of the underworld.
Do you mean Hades?
I'm sorry. It has been a long time since we have talked, but perhaps that is his name. My goat is also named Hades, so I thought that was probably not correct.
Your goat's named Hades, because that's how you say it.
No, my goat
such a nazy, Cass.
I'm just saying. Why do you have to be so defensive? I am trying to be nice today.
Because you scared me half to death. I thought you just melted the ash in front of my eyes, which you actually did.
Well, have you woken up with 2 left feet? You would be upset too.
If it makes you feel better, being scared half to death doesn't really change much in your state.
Oh, well.
Fuck you, Abraham.
Who
As
is
a lady
here,
and
boy?
a southerner, fuck you.
Do you not have some sort of stock meeting or bonds party? I do not know what you rich people do. All I know is I did steal some of your money and I need more money now. Also, by the way, Abraham, you are paying for tonight's drinks inadvertently. I will mark that off on what you owe me in favors.
Not so funny when it's on your foot, is it, Abraham?
No, it is still pretty funny.
Theo just laughs to himself. God damn it. You tried to be good for one night, and you fucked that up, Theo. Why?
You were genuinely charming there for about a minute and a half. All right.
Listen,
I was impressed. I had never seen you be that way.
This is why you never get your hopes up with him.
Sir, do not make me challenge you to a duel, because we both know I will lose with your wicked devil eyes.
Devil eyes? Oh.
Do not look that man in the eyes in a fight. You will lose.
Why not?
He has made me walk. He has made me walk around town in a sundress more than once.
Oh, well, this I got.
Choice.
Apollo Ashes in a sundress? That just seems amazing.
That was your choice.
It was not.
All right.
The second hour was, but the first hour you did that.
Gammon. Okay. Rebecca. While this
Yeah.
fun nonsense is going on and Luther is giving you a kiss, you decide to try and access your awareness through your Arte while that's going on. Maybe that'll help it along even further. And then it seems to almost explode, like, just in front of your eyes. Like, you know it's in your mind, but you can see it visually. Is that at the front of the table where you're all sitting stands your avatar Ambrosia in all purple and orange and gold and white, and he kind of like cocks his head, giving you the wryest smile and slightly shaking his head. You can't hear any noise, but there's this sense of just kind of a little bit of like laughter. And then like a warp speed motion from where he was, you suddenly see many moving glimpses of the inside of a houseboat. Not a yacht, like the more old school large river boats that had like 2 to 3 levels of rooms and spaces for people to walk and be a part of parties. All the interior looks very old school. It's reds and golds and old wood. And you see these pale individuals of all kinds of ages and dress even. Some of them seem just very out of norm. Walking around, and there's like a sudden flash of people in chains, which then flashes again to some of your compatriots sitting next to you. And the last flash you get is bodies dropping into the river that seem next to this boat. And just as Luther closes the puncture wounds again like he did before and leans back and the kiss ends, you seem to like come back to focus suddenly.
She's gonna like grip his like, so he's done, and like so then she just kind of pushes him, gripping his shoulders really hard.
I'm sorry. I did.
And then she kisses his forehead.
All right then. What was it too much?
I'm the only guy who has a houseboat. Are there other vampires with houseboats?
I'd imagine there's plenty of us that have houseboats. Well, I'm like maybe one or two.
I think they're involved in a bad, like a murdery way.
Oh, what? What do you mean now?
I think they're doing dangerous shit down by the river.
All all of you are near to, or like, feeling a little less pain, as it were. But houseboat kind of is a little bit of a light bulb to at least a couple of you.
Hold on, let me get the layout right. There's like a booth and a table, I assume, right?
You're like one of those big horseshoe booths.
But there's a table in the middle of the horseshoe booth, right?
Yes.
Thea will tap Dinah on the hand as she was like, engaged with him, sort of like, give me 1 second, and just flop back onto the table and roll his head, looking at the two of them. I'm so sorry. Did you mention houseboats?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, houseboats? What?
You guys know about houseboats and related to dangerous?
Yes, in fact. Actually, yes.
He'll laugh. He'll say, what kind of houseboat are we talking about? Are we talking about
like
casino boats, hotel
real
boats?
ornate. Like red curtains. So pretty.
Does this sound like any of the boats the Baron has owned over time? Storyteller.
It sounds like one you've been on before, but he has much more
Personal stuff?
He has more motley stuff like Samedi tend to enjoy.
And he's like looking up at the ceiling. I have enjoyed some company on boats such as this. Why is it relevant right now?
Because I think there's bodies in that river.
Well, yes. It is a river, and we are in a town that has...
One second. Rebecca, I am going to note that this is a feeling of things to come.
Okay.
This is
no. Then I think it has to do with the slave market thing.
Yes, it does. No, I talked to Hector. Hector said it was on a houseboat.
I had talked to the Baron about said houseboat, and I thought maybe we could enlist some help or advice, but he is the Baron, so he might show up just to fuck us over. I do not know.
What a reliable person.
I mean, you can rely on the Baron to show up at that moment which you most need him, and probably make the situation worse.
Oh, so he's what, just like a worse Gandalf?
I mean, he does not have eagles that I know of, but he did save us from werewolves at that party, if you do recall.
Theo?
Who's
That's
Gandalf?
true.
Theo, whether your phone is on vibrate, sound, or whatever, it goes off with a text.
I will grab my phone with the strangest sense of urgency.
It is a text from Marcel. It is not in response to what you sent earlier, but it does say, we need to meet as soon as possible. Bring the others.
I will call him right now laying on this table.
It rings for a little while. Almost seems like it's ringing long enough that it's about to go to voicemail, and then suddenly answers, Theo.
Hello, Marcel, my friend. How are you today?
What's wrong with your voice?
What is wrong with your face, sir? How dare you ask such a personal question?
Wait, hold on. I just caught it. Has he been mocking me all night?
He'll put the phone down. Madam, I grew up in this city the same as you did. Please, I am trying, as I said, to be charming.
Theo!
He'll put the phone back.
Theo, this is important. Can you please make it over to my estate if you have any of your compatriots available?
You're the fucking prince. Everything is important. Must it? We're in the middle of a rager, I think the kids call it these days. I am tripping coyote dicks right now. What do you need? Please for once, do not be obtuse.
He hangs up.
She's going to look at her
Everybody!
very
Abraham.
seriously.
Abraham.
I'm gonna text the prince. Is something the matter?
he's gonna, Abraham, we have to get in the car and go to the prince's house. And all of a sudden his voice just drops. I guess it's time. We've gotta, the prince said it's important and we all have to be there. So
Yeah, so
let's
Rebecca's
go,
gonna
I
turn to,
guess.
she's gonna turn to Luther very seriously. This is going to get dangerous.
It's always dangerous when a prince is involved. Come on.
With Luther, he already hates violence and all that stuff. So with the mention of like her saying like bodies in the river and all that stuff, if he could have gone pale, he went more pale. And then with her just saying like that, he's just
Abraham, can you calm people but not like manipulate them? Can you just help? Oh no, that's actually Dinah, right? You can calm emotion.
I can if I
Abraham,
just say calm
I-
the fuck down.
I have seen Dinah do this. I'll get up off the table,
You could
look at
both
Dinah.
do it.
I'll get up off the table, look at Dinah. I'm so sorry this got cut short. I was having a great time. Can you calm him down and let's all get in the car and go to the prince's house?
She's just gonna hold out a hand. I'm really sorry. I'm worried about the boathouse, the houseboat.
Yes, it's a murder den. It's terrible. I was warned by the Baron himself. We're not going there. We're going to Marcel's house.
Yes.
Before we go to a boat, we will absolutely talk. Let's go see Marcel, his info, what he thinks is going on. This is all quite a bit of fun coincidence.
I will,
No.
however.
Honey, what are you worried about?
I'm worried that you are going to die.
We have failed doing that for hundreds of years. Let's go.
Luther
We
would start making a way out.
Yeah, and I will also lean over to Rebecca and say we are. It may not seem like it, but we are actually being careful. We appreciate the warning, though it is
I don't get messages for no reason.
Okay,
Okay.
what do you want us to do? Do you have any guidance?
We didn't live 800 years. What
do you want us to do? Do you have any suggestions?
Just be careful of everything. I know you guys don't trust people, but trust Marcel less than normal, if there even is none in general, just less than that.
yes, of course.
Yes, trust us that we don't trust him. Dinah hear the least, but it's worth hearing him out. We're not going to the boat. We're just going to his office.
I do think that he is perhaps less culpable than maybe we thought in the past. He did appear to be doing his diligence. He did send people to check on even the people that were investigating, which
I
is
he doesn't
something
do
that
this for
should
no
be done.
reason.
But yes, we will be careful, especially if you have portents of things to come, or possibly to come. How do?
Well, we're
has this
saying
happened
trust,
before?
so we'll listen to you if you have a hunch. But we've been called and we can't not go.
I mean, there are rules, but I don't think any of us want to get involved in that bureaucratic mess. So let's go see what the prince wants. He's only taking us to his home, again, not a boat. When we get close to a river, then we can panic, and I'll be right there with you.
Luther would put a hand on Rebecca's shoulder. So, you ready to go?
About as ready as you are.
Y'all can cuddle in the back seat. We'll get one of those 3-seated cars. Come on, Abraham.
I am not buying a new car, Theo.
Why just get it? What was it? A Subaru? Get a Subaru. You love those things.
Just as a note, whatever car Luther and Rebecca get into, even if they haven't seen the movie, it looks like the cat bus from My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I just it popped in my head. I was like, that'd be the funniest thing to see on mushrooms.
That or the dog bus from oh no, what is it? Dumb and Dumber.
That'd
Just
be
all
good
shag
too.
carpet
That'd
on
be
the
good
outside.
too. All right. At this point in the night, though, the whole crew are together. They were having a good, fun time. Thought that would be the end of it. But the prince has something very important going on and needs to see them ASAP. So the crew is piling into whatever cars, cabs, whatever they have available or choose to take, and are going to be heading over to Marcel's Plantation Mansion Haven, and going to see exactly what he needs. But we will find out more about that next week. So, as always, thank you all for watching us live, those who come out to Twitch. Thanks everyone who checks us out on YouTube. We really love that you guys are so into our games. We love when you comment. Like, I'm not begging for anything, but like, let us know what you think. If you have questions, we're happy to answer them either on YouTube or later on stream. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, down below in the description on Twitch and YouTube are links for our Twitter and our Discord that has announcements for game times, new games, game cancellations, which occasionally happen, but hopefully now that we've moved and everything's out of the way, that should not be anything that happens anytime soon. We should be back on schedule. Of course, check us out on Fridays for our regular D&D game, DM'd by the lovely Zaboni. So we will see all of you very soon. And until next time that our vampires and our mage decide to get high on shrooms and drunk on funny blood, we will see you here. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much as always. We love you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.